game. This is Princess Peach Showtime. Came out March of last year, and the record was set in April by me, and it's not been beat yet, so I'm kind of hoping to beat it with this run. There's some new stuff I'm going to be going for, and hopefully I can just overall have a good run with good execution. So the first thing is the category is called NDA. NDA stands for, well, on the stream it says no death abuse, but it's called no death abuse. And death abuse is not a glitch. It's actually an intended in-game mechanic where there's a power-up you can get, which basically increases your max health by 3. And if you die twice with that, like the thing enabled, you will skip the level. And that is banned in this category. So it's basically no major skips, because if you die, you can just skip the whole level. It's about an hour longer than any percent. And yeah, so it shows every level in the game. So this beginning is just a bunch of text and cutscenes and all that fun stuff. Here we're gonna get the ribbon spinning ability. It's basically your main form of attacking when you don't have any transformation, which is not going to be that it's not used all that much, because most of the run we're going to spend in a transformation. So yeah, there's the tutorial where we use it on this feat, and they do the little dance.
Yes. Let's go.
So I'm gonna just try not to use that spin attack, because even though it's my main form of attacking, it does slow you down when you use it. So if I don't have to use it, I won't. Like on all these grapes, I'm just gonna kind of ignore them. Most enemies in this game you can kind of ignore, like these ones coming up here. So yeah, they just kind of die on their own. We don't have to really do anything. So that's a sparkle gem. So the way the game works is there's going to be 6 bosses we have to fight, or 5 bosses we have to fight, and they all have their own requirement for sparkle gems. This game is really, really, really easy, and so the requirements are very lenient. There is the 4th boss one, which is actually a little tight, but I'm probably gonna play it a little safe and get some extra. There are some but if I do get basically every sparkle gem without missing any, I should have enough. But after the 4th boss, the final one is very, very, very lenient and open. And if I don't have enough, I can just go and do one of the basement levels early, which would lose some time, but it would at least let me continue the run. So yeah, this beginning part is just a bunch of movement and knowing where to go. So this is the first transformation, sword fighter. Very, very basic combat. You press B to swing your sword, and you kill enemies with it, and that's about as deep as it goes.
Huh?
So, but like the spinning attack, if you swing your sword, you do stop for a tiny bit, so I'm not going to use my sword if I don't have to. Like right there, you're supposed to use a sword to cut those things, but I'm not going to. However, here I do have to break that. So here's the first real fight we're going to be doing with the sword. I'm going to try to get a double kill, and then a single kill, and then a triple kill. So let's see if I can get all them. I missed that one. That's fine though. That was a decent backup. So yeah, I went a little too far to the. I didn't go far enough to the right there. So now I'm gonna try to get triple kill here. Hopefully I get it. Like that. So not awful. I did miss the triple kill, the first double kill, but I got a decent backup. So that's basically everything there is to the sword fighter levels. There's gonna be a boss fight coming up that's a little interesting, but that's not gonna be for a few minutes. So this double kill is actually a little hard. It looks pretty easy. It looks like you just smack him, but if you do it too early or too late like that, I got kind of robbed. This might not work. Yeah, now I have to do this. So that's a big time loss right there. Not much I could have done about that. It isn't RNG or anything, but it's just very, very finicky sometimes. So that's a little unfortunate. My PB did have a much bigger time loss in this level, so record is still very much alive, and the rest of it's gone fairly well. I got damage there, but I got damage forward, so it barely lost time. That's a hard spot right there to do without taking any damage or doing more than one sword swipe. Alright, so here's the first boss. The way it's gonna work is I'm gonna have to destroy one of these like spike tentacle things, and then he'll attack me, and I dodge the attack, and then I slash him. The second phase he's gonna spawn two. I only need to kill the one further north to make him like attack me. So let's hope I don't miss this. This is actually a little annoying sometimes. Like that. Nice. And then I just spam attack in here. And then I wait for these things to come up. Nice. Sometimes that thing will attack you and you'll do like a dodge attack and it's really slow. I didn't have that, luckily. Alright, so there's the first level, Sword Fighter 1. It's basically like the tutorial level and almost some tutorial stuff, so it's not that hard. Some of the kills can be a little hard, and you saw some of them went wrong. But overall, it wasn't too awful. But one thing I haven't talked about is the language. So I will admit it might be placebo, but I play on Japanese because I think it has faster text. I haven't done any extensive testing. I don't think anybody has, so I'm not too sure how true it is. But I did do ILs on Japanese of text-heavy levels, and I did get faster times. So there's a chance that it might not be faster, but in case it is, I play on it. All right, so now we got Ninja 1. So Ninja is the most difficult transformation for movement. Most of the other ones is kind of just walking and jumping. But with Ninja, we actually have a dash ability that we will be using to travel quickly around the map. That makes the level pretty technical and difficult. Although the start of Sword Fighter, the beginning of Ninja is going to be without any transformation. So I'm kind of just going to be doing stuff until then. So the beginning bit's pretty easy, but after the beginning, it becomes pretty difficult.
Each time.
So yeah, this is a stealth section, but these guys are really not placed in spots that are very threatening, so we kind of just ignore them for the most part. But once we get Ninja, we'll have to start actually moving around, and hopefully we don't get caught, because that will lose a lot of time. So yeah, here's Ninja. Like I said, very movement heavy. We have the dash ability and also the wall jump ability that we'll be using for movement. I got caught there because I did one too many. That's fine though, he puts me a little forward. Okay, that was annoying right there. Oh, okay, well, yeah, it's a little difficult here. That's a little skip right there. You can just skip that bottom part. So there I went around the back. If you don't go around the back there, you can very easily get caught by that guy because he's looking directly to the left. You can't actually go right at him from the side, but it is very risky and difficult, so I played it safe and went up around him. You can also go south of him, but he actually turns and faces south, and the water is really slow to move in because you do this thing where you like have one of those little like bamboo shoots to breathe in the water, so I didn't do that either. So this 2D section is going to be pure movement. There I had to stop with the chains of movement because if you look here, I go on the back. These shards, I could get them all, but they lose a little bit because I have to ride on the wall for a little bit, so I just sacrifice them for the movement. Okay, here. There, if you go too high and hit that bird, you have to watch a cutscene. So I had to be careful there. So as you can see, the general movement is just jump, dash, or dash, jump, dash, and then repeat dash, jump, dash over and over again. And if you don't have enough room for that, you can just do a regular dash from the ground like you saw earlier. Here, there's nothing, it's just get all the money, kill all the enemies. And there we go. So that was actually not that bad, except for getting caught in that one section there. Alright, so we're coming up on Cowgirl 1. Cowgirl 1 is definitely a lot less difficult than Ninja 1 or Sword Fighter 1, but it's still not easy. There's still a lot that can go wrong. So I hope that is not the case.
Thank you.
But yeah, all I can do is hope that I don't have anything like that happen. So here we're gonna do something that looks a little weird. We're actually gonna save this thief in the box first, despite him not being like in the way of where we're going. This thief in the box that I'm gonna save actually has to walk all the way over to the right. And if you save him after getting the house thief, you actually have to like wait there for him. But if you get the house thief after, he'll already be there, and it saves a little bit of time.
Each time.
So there's that thief. There's that thief. So yeah, if I got the box thief second, I'd have to watch him walk like this guy, and it'd take a lot longer. So. Yeah, so here, this room, normally you're supposed to like go to the bottom to see the saloon and then climb up here, but we can just jump up here. You don't have to do any of that nonsense to the left. Yeah, so this cutscene's like showing that they're in trouble and you need help. You need to help them, and then it shows that they're in the barrels and we need to go save them. We're not going to be saving them because it's slower. So kill that guy, come in here. Avoid the staircase railing because if you land on staircase railings in this game, you like slide down them and it's like really slow. So yeah, here's Cowgirl. The way she works is that you basically have a whip you can use to whip stuff. That's mainly the thing with combat. No real movement tech or anything like that. It's basically just an attack like the sword fighter ability. It is a little unfortunate how few skippable cutscenes there are. It's really just the beginning bits, the transformation sequences, and then the boss cutscenes. Those are the ones you can skip. Outside of that, inside the levels, there's really not any at all. So it is kind of annoying that they had a skip cutscene feature, but they just didn't use it. This game would be probably a lot more shorter and more fun to speedrun if they actually used it. So yeah, I'll save that guy, but I'm not going to save any more. Oh, I missed that guy. Yeah, the whip's range is really weird. It kind of has like an auto lock feature where if you're whipping towards something pretty closely, it'll latch onto it. But as you saw there, if you're a little far away, it won't work. So now we have to kill 6 enemies. Like that. I think I lost some time saving that guy on accident, actually. But it's not that much. It's not as much as if I saved all of them. So now is the horse part. This is the auto-scroller part of this level. We're just going to be riding on this horse, and there's nothing we can just speed up or slow it down, really. So it's just a matter of not dying. And because it's an auto-scroller, we will be getting some sparkle gems. Namely these shards right here. Plus this guy. Nice, we got him before. Alright, just get some money for fun. Watch the guys dance in the back. And then he's gonna break the bridge, so we gotta jump over the hole, and then the second hole. Get rid of him. And then get this free sparkle gem right here. Jump over this gap. Get the box. Get the box. And then we need to wait a little bit, and then we'll whip him. Oh, well, I don't know what happened there. I think the game dropped my B input or something, or I may have missed the button or something, because I think I pressed it and it didn't come out. Alright, so this boss fight is actually a little hard to do really fast. If you go a little early, you'll whip him before he shoots out the barrel, and he'll, like, reset his cycle, and it loses a lot of time, so I'll probably play it a little safe, but I don't want to wait too long. So there's the first cycle, and I'm going to take damage here. The way this guy works is he's going to, like, run at you, and then he's going to get bounced off, and then run again towards the middle. So that's how we're going to do the fight. So he's going to shoot that. And then he's going to do the same thing, but twice this time. So same spot, just wait, and then... Yeah, so this fight's pretty easy, but doing it really fast can be a little scary if you go too early, because then he'll, like, he'll reset. Let's hope I don't do that. Also, you don't want to get hit by that attack. Yep, so like that. Yeah, I could have whipped the barrels a little earlier and saved some time, but if I did it too early, it would have been bad, so I played a little safe. And that is Cowgirl 1. So coming up is Patissier 1. Patissier levels are probably the least involved in terms of movement and stuff. You don't have any abilities whatsoever. But what you can do is bake cakes and bake cookies. And that is the main thing we're going to be doing with Patissier, is making cakes and cookies.
Well, shucks. Thank you.
So, not really all that much to say right now. Just a lot of what we've already been seeing. Walk into the level, play without any transformation for a little bit, get the transformation sequence, and then after that, do the stuff we need to do to beat the level. So until the transformation, there's not going to be all that much to say.
Let's go. Peach time.
So here, this is like a mechanic that you can't tell unless you're watching my controller inputs, which I don't have on at the moment. But there you can actually hold the jump and spin button, and you'll like do it out of the cutscene. This game lets you buffer input sometimes, which is actually really nice in some cases. It's not too useful anywhere. It's more so just like quality of life thing where you don't have to worry about trying to like get a frame one jump off. But it is nice how the game lets you do it. So save these guys. We actually have to wait like right here because if you go to the right early, they'll like not move over here for some reason. Let's see if this runs pretty hard. Oh, I missed that corner. Yeah, it's really hard to see if they got lit up or not. That's unfortunate, and I missed that. Here's a sparkle jump we can get without losing any time. Yeah, so that room's actually a little difficult. It's like the only hard part of this movement sequence is getting those wheat because specifically the back left corner, it's hard to see if you got them, and it's also just hard to get them in general. And those strawberries can also be a little finicky. So here's Patissiere. Oh, I thought I made that. Patissiere Peach, like I said, she can't really do anything by herself, but she can make cookies and make cake, which is what we'll be doing for the remainder of the level. She can't just like a little jump thing where she jumps in place, but that's really all she has for movement. Alright, so this first cake we're gonna bake as little as possible because this is like a tutorial, or a cookie, because this is a tutorial cookie, so we don't have to bake it all the way. The goal here is gonna be to fill up that meter at the top, but not completely, or else you get extra sparkle gems, which loses some time. So I'm gonna fill it up just enough. So like right there, I didn't fill it up much. The time limit here is extraordinarily generous, so there's not really much I can do to mess up unless I somehow fall asleep while I'm trying to do this. Then that'd be a bit concerning, but I should be fine here to just do this. These cookies I'm actually not going to do. There's like a meter at the top if you look at those green cookies, and if you get them all, you get a sparkle gem, so I'm just not going to bother with them. I shouldn't need to use them to fill up the meter. Because you see, I still have 40 seconds and it's already like kind of close to done. I only need to fill up the big blue part. The little green part is just for an extra sparkle gem, which is not needed. So I'm going to be probably doing one more here, maybe two more, but I think this should be the last one I need to do. And then I just have about 30 seconds just to stand there. Yeah, so I'm already done and I have just 25 seconds left. So I'm just going to stand here, which is where the game's going to move me to if I'm not already here. Try to get as close as possible as to where the game's going to put me. These guys are going to suck me in though, so I kind of have to walk away from them. This might be good. It's really... It's a very, very, very... It's probably like pixel perfect or unit precise because I don't think I've ever done this without just moving it all. Like there, she did like a tiny movement, I think. I could be wrong though, it's really hard to tell. So now we have cake baking. This first one is actually a little interesting. The way the cake baking is going to work is I only have to complete 3 of the 5 cakes. And it happens that the first 3 are the fastest. So what I'm going to try to do is bake the first 3 cakes. And then just forfeit the next 2. And that's the optimal way of doing this. I don't even have to complete the cakes. I just have to do like... It's kind of like arbitrary how much of the cake you have to fill out before the game counts it as done. There's no real visual cue. So I'm just going to play it a little safe and try to do more than enough. That way I don't have to worry about it not counting. If it doesn't count, I can just do one of the 4th or 5th cakes. It would be a decently big time loss, but it would not... it would be a lot better than failing this, which would be really massive. Oh, this should be good. Yeah. 2 there is what you need. You only need 2. You need like 1 in like Mickey Mouse, the other one. This one you can do. You don't have to completely fill out the perimeter. I'm gonna do it because it's safer that way. I don't want to not do enough. And then this one we're gonna do like a smiley face, but not. You don't have to do a complete smiley face. I'm probably gonna do most of the smiley face here. Is that enough? Oh, okay, that was extremely risky, actually. Only 5 dots there. Well, it worked, so that was pretty good, actually. The second cake I could have done a little faster, and the first cake as well, but that third cake there was pretty fast.
Gorgeous.
So yeah, we're gonna intentionally lose here. Like that. So 83 seconds is pretty decent there. You can get way better than that if you do like IL strats, but obviously in a marathon run, I'm not going to be doing something that risky. So that's basically all there is for Tissier 1. After this is going to be Disco Wing, which is the first boss of the game. And he is really easy, but if you mess up, you lose a lot of time. So it's easy, but very, very costly. So he can be a little scary for that reason. So the only real movement tech in this level is going to be after I pick up this big cookie, I'm going to spam jumps because it lets you climb these staircases a little faster than just running. There we go. So those are the cakes that I most definitely baked. The later cakes will actually be perfect to the point where you actually have to completely like finish them before it counts. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it's at the beginning or if they just didn't care. But yeah, it is a little bit weird how this is the only one where you don't have to fully complete them.
Delicious.
So here's Disco Wing. Like I said, it's the first boss. Every boss in this game, except for the final boss, has a pattern where you basically have to hit them. They're like this little purple ball thing. I don't know if it's supposed to be like their soul or like their core or something. You have to hit it 3 times. And the way you do that is by completing the cycle. So every boss except for the final boss is going to have 3 cycles we have to do. And hopefully they all go down well, although some of them can be a little difficult and tricky. So there's the first requirement. It's 10. We have 20, so we have double the requirements. Most of the requirements, like I said, are very, very lenient, except for the last one, or the second to last one before the floor 4 boss. That one is actually gonna be pretty tight. But I have backups in case things don't go that well. Hopefully I don't need them though. So this first phase is really easy. He's just gonna do this. And then we're gonna hit it back up to him. And then hit this thing. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it's something that you have to hit 3 times. So phase 2 is gonna be that, but we do it on the ceiling, and also he's gonna do this like attack right here. Not really anything I can do here. I'm kind of just messing about while I wait. Okay, so now he's putting these things out. And there's a second cycle. Alright, so the third cycle is going to be like that, but a little tricky because he's going to drop 2 of them right next to each other, and he's only going to drop 2 of them. So if I miss either of them, I'm going to have to lose a lot of time because I'm going to do an extra cycle. And that will require waiting for another one of these attacks and then waiting for him to drop more. So hopefully I don't mess that up. If I do, though, I'll be a little sad because that would really hurt this run. Okay, jump over that. And then this is going to be, he's going to bounce over you. Alright, so he's gonna drop some, like, little birds here that I'm gonna kill. And then he's gonna drop these things. I'm gonna jump over it. And that was good. So, that's how that fight's supposed to look. Okay, so here's Dashing Thief 1. I would say, except for maybe Ninja 1, this is probably the hardest level of the run so far up to this point. So Dashing Thief has movement with this like grapple hook thing. I don't know exactly what to call it, but you can latch onto these like hooks with it, and you can swing around, and it's pretty cool. I do feel like it's a little underutilized in the first 2 Dashing Thief levels, but it's still a pretty fun mechanic and level to do. There is actually a reason I'm going left here. Every floor except for the 5th floor, there's actually a optimal pattern to take. I'll explain why I'm doing this after the next level after this one, which will be Sword Fighter 2. So with Dashing Thief 1, it's going to have the same pattern we've seen in the last 4 levels, where we start off with nothing, we get to the transformation, and then we play the level.
Showtime.
There's definitely a lot of room for mistakes in this level, so hopefully it goes well.
Peach time.
A little coin you can, some coins you can get there for fun. Yeah, this game does have a lot of waiting and downtime, which is a little unfortunate, but the nice thing is most of it is just automatic without any, like, tech smashing. There are some levels, mainly the detective levels that we'll see later, where you do actually have to button mash, but most of it is just the game scrolling by the text automatically. I was outside that guy's range, that's a little annoying. Usually if there's 2 things you have to hit at once, you want to try to get them both at the same time like I tried there. But it seems like the top guy I was just barely outside the range of, so that's going to lose me some time, but it's nothing too major. But the one thing about this game is despite being 3.5 hours, time losses are actually pretty, like, tight. Like, the game's already decent. Like, obviously there's, you know, a lot of mistakes and improvements because the game is still pretty new, but considering the fact that it's a new game that's 3.5 hours long, there's not that much room for improvement in time save. At least not yet. We haven't found anything that's that major. So this part is just going to be following this guy, and he's going to open a door for us, but he likes to say a lot of words before he opens the door, so we get this sparkle gem here for free. And then these things are actually a little difficult to do. Nice. So yeah, here's the transformation. Like I said, the movement you can see is this, like, I don't know what it's called. I don't know if it has an official name, but it's just like a grappling hook you can use to swing around and stuff. But yeah, there, as I just used it on that thing. So this is Dashing Thief. Like I said earlier, the grapple hook. The whole, like, lore is like they robbed the bank or something and you're trying to steal it back. Honestly, I'm not too sure what the lore of this is because it's all like the entire game is like supposed to be like a stage play that you're partaking in. Like I think it's Super Mario Bros. 3 is also kind of like that, where it's like a big stage play you're in. So it's like, you know, it has all these theater gimmicks in it, and one of them is like you're supposed to be like some mysterious masked phantom thief or something. I'm not too sure, honestly. The lore of this game, I'm not the most knowledgeable about. Nice, I didn't get hit by that thing there. Alright, this room's actually a little tight because there's a cycle I want to try to hit where I jump on this block right here. Nice, and then I make that jump. That was close. I'll try to jump over this laser. Oh, I got hit at the very edge there. Alright, this level there's actually I will take a lot of intentional damage, so I'm really gonna try not to die here. I will stop right here because I did not. So I'm gonna get the health up here and the sparkle gem up here. That was a little slow. And then here, this is a little difficult. So that was slow. At least I got that, and it could have been a little better. It's just using this grapple hook is just it's pretty difficult to do really precise and fast some of these parts. Here I'm gonna do another damage boost to hopefully get through this fence. Like that. So now it's the escape sequence. They set off an alarm because we stole the treasure back, and they're gonna try to get us, and we're gonna try to run away from them. This part's pretty difficult because some of it you can't see instantly. Like that. Yeah, I missed it there, unfortunately. I missed that. Okay, that was a little slow, but it's really hard to do when the grapple hook really is like really weird sometimes with how it aims. Like sometimes it like you can use it and then you can get even further from where you're trying to go, or even closer, and then it'll work, and it's just like, why did that work? But it didn't work earlier. But not that bad. It could have been worse. This is Sparkle Gem I'm gonna really try to get here. Above these guys, nice, and then just stay up, and then this part is just an auto-scroller, but glorified. Alright, so there's Dashing Thief 1, overall pretty solid. Some minor stuff, but we made it through. So here's Sword Fighter Dash 2. So we've already done Sword Fighter 1 was the first level we did, and now we get introduced to Sword Fighter 2. So every single transformation in this game, unless you include the very last one for the final boss, has 3 levels. And the second and the third level completely skips the beginning part before the transformation. You enter the level with the transformation. And this is the first one we're seeing. So also these levels are much shorter because there's no pre-transformation stuff. So if you look at the times for Sword Fighter 2 and Sword Fighter 1, they're a few minutes apart. And Sword Fighter 3 is even shorter. So like basically the more levels you play of a transformation, the shorter levels get. But the general idea is going to be the exact same. Hit things to kill them and dodge attacks to kill the bosses. The game really liked the dodge mechanic where you jump or attack the boss, then you like do the little dodge animation and then you hit them. So yeah, we're gonna start off here, walking in this room. It's like, what is this? And then we hear something, and then these guys mysteriously get whisked away, and the culprit is a scary ghost in the wall. So we have to go figure out how to kill this guy, and he gets us with a trapdoor. So now we have to go and get back up there. And then here's the scary ghost enemies that we didn't see earlier. Ignore them, because they are not needed to complete the level. So this fight up here is actually pretty hard. There was a triple kill that is really, really difficult. I'm going to go for it, and if I miss it, I'm just going to try to get the double kill. It might not work out that great. Might lose some time here because it's pretty annoying, but I'll hope that it works out. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, I waited a little too long there. So normally you want to wait a little bit before you hit that guy. I didn't wait long enough, I mean. Normally you want to wait there before you hit that guy, but I didn't wait long enough, so the guys in the walls waited to attack, which is a little annoying, but it's fine. It's a small time loss. So now we have a 2D section. Not much to do here. We're just going to be running, try not to get hit. There is one spot where we kind of have to get hit, so we'll try to get boosted forward from the hit. But outside of that, it's going to be don't get hit and try to get the shards, because these shards don't lose you time if you do it right. Unfortunately, I missed that one. Dang, I got all of them except for that one. That's a little annoying because that's not the hard one. That's unfortunate. I'm probably going to get the extra Sparkle Gem in Detective 1, actually. So here coming up is a required hit to take. Well, you could destroy the boxes, but it's slower, so I'm just going to take the hit. Like there, and damage boost through all that. So overall, not that bad. I mean, I didn't get the Sparkle Gem, and I also messed with the fight a little bit. So this boss fight is actually really annoying normally. What this guy's gonna do is he's gonna come from the right or to the left, completely RNG for the first hit, and then he's gonna do his attack, and then the second and third hits he's gonna come from the top wall. So normally you have to try to, you know, gauge where he is with pretty bad depth perception. However, we can just use his shadow and it's pretty easy. So there's the first dodge. That's the easy one. So here's this little attack he's gonna do where he puts you into 2D, and then you have to just avoid these chests here. And then, luckily, heart spawned from the right and then the left every time. Like that. So I'm just gonna stay in the middle here, and then he's gonna come out the wall, and then I'm gonna dodge to the side and jump over him, and hopefully I don't miss this. If I miss it, it'll be a little annoying. And I did miss it. I think I was too close. He's gonna do it again though, or he's gonna come from the side now. So hopefully I get it this time. Yeah, that's a little annoying. It's pretty hard. Even if you know what you're doing, sometimes he just gets you anyway. Also, it's a little cool spotlight effect they have here because you're the main character of the play, I think, or something like that. I'm not too sure what the canon reason behind the spotlight is. Alright, let's hope I can dodge him this time. There we go. Alright. That's gonna lose me some time. It could be worse though. Overall not very good. Bad, the boss fight and the fight with the enemies went pretty poorly there, so I'm gonna be losing a lot of time here. But we can still definitely get a good time with this run. In the grand scheme of things, those are fairly minor mistakes.
Like that.
So here is Sword Fighter 3. So the reason why we went to the left first is after Sword Fighter 2, you get forced to go to Sword Fighter 3, and that puts you in the basement, so you'll have to climb all the way back up. So we want to get the left side done first, and then go to the right side. Otherwise, we'd have to do like 2 of the right side levels, and then go to the left side, and come back and do Dashing Thief later, which is just extra movement across the room for no reason. So that's the reason why we went to the left first. So yeah, the game just puts us in this level. We don't have to walk here. This level is really, really short. It's not that difficult, although there is definitely easy ways of losing time, especially if you mess up the boss fight, which has even more of those annoying counters that we have to do. But luckily after this level, no, we don't have to use Sword Fighter for the rest of the run. So if you like Sword Fighter, I'm sorry, but this is the last you'll see of it. And if you hate Sword Fighter, then congratulations, you don't have to look at it anymore. So these guys really want to fight you, but we don't want to fight them, so we just avoid them. I missed again. That's annoying. That's gonna leave me some time to walking because I'm further to the left. I just didn't jump high enough to hit those guys. That's fine though. Alright, so once again, we have to fight another scary boss enemy. This time we need to save the Sword Fighter Thief. So he's gonna come out the ground. Or he's gonna form in midair, my bad. And it's like probably the brother of the guy we killed earlier or something. I'm not too sure who this guy is. He kind of just spawns out of nowhere. So that you can do really early. The game made it very lenient. The second and third ones are a little more scary because we have to do multiple, and if you miss one, you'll have to reset the phase. So hopefully we don't miss one, and if we do miss one, hopefully it's early into the phase. So there's one. There's two. Alright, so there's a second phase. So the third phase is going to be, actually going to be 4 dodges, because the third one you do, he kind of like jukes you out. So we do 4 of these, so there's 1. There's 2. And then this one he's going to like juke us out by like teleporting. And there's 3. And then we do one more attack because he's like, I'm not actually dead, despite thinking that he is. Because we haven't actually destroyed him. He kind of just fell down there, and he's just chilling down there now. So this guy's like, thank you for saving me. And then we're going to get jumped, and we have to protect ourselves because it's not very nice to jump people. Yeah, here he is, and gonna have to press some buttons here. So normally what you're supposed to do is time the B button press for when that circle closes. There will be some B button presses later that we actually will have to time, but for that one you can just spam B and it'll work. I don't know why they did that, but you don't have to really time that one. I guess it's just the game being a baby game. Alright, so now we're done with Sword Fighter, so no more of that. But we have to go back up to the second floor because the game's not benevolent enough to put us back up there, even though that's where we want to go next. More cutscenes we have to watch. So yeah, just gonna be some cardio here. Now we're gonna be going to the right side because we have not gone there yet, and we have to clean that part up. So here's Figure Skater. So Figure Skater is honestly probably one of my least favorite parts of the speedrun. Casually, it's pretty cool. But for the speedrun, it's a lot of just nothing. Because it's just basically just moving on the ground. I will admit that the figure skating movement is a little interesting because of the ice. You have to get used to the ice physics, which is not that intuitive. But it's not like the craziest thing in the world. It's mostly just going to be movement. So once again, we have to do the pre-transformation sequence stuff. So they're going to skate because they're happy, and then get upset because this mean guy put some snow in their way and they can't get past. So they want us to kill him. I'd say it's a pretty justified reaction to getting snow put in your way. But maybe that's just me. Okay, this is annoying. Yeah, that's annoying. It's really weird because you can't. It's hard to stand still there. I don't know if that lost me time or not. It's not exactly intuitive as to when the feats are like activatable, if that makes sense. Like they have to be where they want to be for a little bit before you can actually activate them. And right there, I don't know if I was in the right spot or not. That's why I moved, but it might have been unnecessary. But that's just another weird thing in this game. It's really the only spot in the game where you have to use this ribbon attack on the ice, except for these grapes coming up, but or the snowman coming up, but they're not that hard to deal with. So yeah, another cutscene, and we got these guys are like being mean, but we don't care about that because they're just having fun skating. They're not really doing anything else. So we just want to save these guys from the snow piles. And then we finally get the transformation. So Figure Skater is basically a movement exclusive power up. It lets you skate on the ice and do these elaborate jumps and spins. And that's how you do combat and also do performances, which we'll be seeing soon. So yeah, here's the transformation. Controlling this power up, like I said, is very difficult because of the ice mechanics. You can't really slow down on a dime, you have to stop on a dime. You have to like slow down, and your momentum carries you a lot. So it can be hard to do precise movements. There's a sparkle gem later that's really hard to get. Luckily, it's after the 4th boss, so it doesn't really matter. But in categories like 100% or all sparkle gems, it's really annoying because of how weird the movement is. Especially when you do a big jump, it's even weirder. So here's jumping exhibition. And then here's spinning exhibition. And then so now we gotta spin with these guys. And then here's the second phase. This phase is way harder. Although they're all pretty easy. And this is all for a sparkle gem, so if we mess this up, it's not like we're losing or anything. We just won't get the sparkle gem, which would be a little annoying, but... So then we can get this. And then do a big jump here, and there we go. Then we gotta save these guys, so I do that, I camp it, I get that guy, I get this guy, I get this guy, I get this guy, I get this guy, and then I get this guy. Like that. Overall, not too shabby. So now we're coming up on some movement. It's really just don't get hit by anything and you're good. No real movement tech or anything, it's just don't get hit. And then there's going to be a boss fight. So this boss fight is actually one of the only points of RNG. I believe it's RNG. I haven't confirmed it. Like I haven't like gone and looked if it's actually luck. But I've seen the same. I believe I would be able to replicate the patterns I get consistently. But they seem to go wherever they want. So to my knowledge, this is luck. It's actually some of the only luck in this run. This run is surprisingly very, very nice when it comes to luck. This is one of the only few spots in the whole run where there's RNG. So hopefully I don't get hit by that. Just don't get hit by the ornaments here and I'm fine. That guy, don't save him because he's slower. I want to get between these things. I'm gonna get hit, I think. Oh, that was really close. Okay, nice. Oh, I got stuck on that. Okay, overall, so far, so good. So this guy, RNG, 1 cycle is really hard. It's possible, but I probably won't get it. 2 cycles, not easy, but it's also not that difficult. I usually get 2 cycle. Sometimes, though, my luck is really bad and I get a 3 cycle. So hopefully I don't have to 3 cycle this guy. That's a decently big time loss. Hopefully I 1 cycle. That'd be really cool. But I'd be very happy with the 2 cycle. So yeah, this is about where I hit him all the time, and these guys just go wherever they want. Ooh, that was nice. I'm gonna leave him. I'm gonna let him get those bottom guys down there. Nice. Okay, I only missed 1. Oh, I missed 2. I didn't see that guy. He's dude. All right. Hopefully I can get both of these guys. It'd be really annoying if they really spread out far. Okay, this should be fine. Nice little 2 cycle. It was a slow 2 cycle because the first cycle he had to travel all the way to the left side. If I had known that there was one over there, that would have been way better, but I didn't. Now we just spin in circles around this guy, and she's like, "Oh, what beauty!" and then dies. So I guess our aura is just killing her or something. So there's Figure Skater. Next is Detective. There's a sparkle gem in this level that I think loses a tiny bit of time, but it's pretty not out the way, so I am gonna get it. Okay, I think I lost some time at the beginning because I lost like 7 seconds there. So yeah, I'm gonna get the sparkle gem behind the signboard, even though it's not required. It is a very, very small time loss, but it's worth it for the safety of the run. And then after this is probably most speedrunners' favorite part of the game, Light Fang. I'll explain more about that when I get there. But for now, we have Detective. So Detective is another level that doesn't have any movement options. You're going to be examining things, which are called the Strike of Intuition. And you basically have to solve puzzles, but we already know the solution, so it's just going to be walking around and talking to people. The strikes of intuitions are actually not that easy because what you have to do is close fully display the text box by pressing A and then hold B. But if you press A too much, like if you try to mash it, you'll probably close the text box and have to talk to them again. And if you press B too early, then it'll just get completely dropped. So you have to press A once and then time the B press, and doing it a bunch is not that easy. Before that, we have more of the pre-transformation shenanigans here. So here's the sparkle gem I'm gonna get. That was as you saw, that barely lost any time, if any at all. I honestly would be surprised if that didn't lose any time. So this guy is getting told by these guys that he's a scrub and he shouldn't be here. So he gets pretty upset about it. So we're like, all right, buddy, come over here, cheer you up by spinning you with a ribbon, and then we're gonna be like, all right, let's go to detective agency and become really smart, and then they'll let us in surely. So here's detective. Like I said, the only thing that we get is a strike of intuition when we press B on clues. This game is a little stingy sometimes. If you strike of intuition the wrong thing, you'll get damaged. So hopefully I don't do that. I shouldn't do that. I should see that I'm doing the wrong thing and then, fix it. But hopefully not. So yeah, there's the transformation, and then after this little jit that the police were making fun of. It's like, all right, I'm gonna test you, and I'm gonna hide in this cushion, I think is what it is. Yeah, the cushions, and then talk to him, and then we're gonna head into the museum where something bad will happen. But I'm actually going to the left of him here when I talk to him. That way he pushes me towards the door a tiny bit. It's a very, very minor time save, but it's a cool little thing you can do. And then talk to these guys, and they're gonna let us in. I guess they don't like thief detectives. They only want humans, which is a little discriminatory, especially considering the fact they are thieves as well. But it is what it is. Sometimes that's just how people are. So they stole this mural somehow. There's a little calling card, and then these guys show up, do a little cool dance, and then run away, and it's like, what is happening? And then, oh, it's all gone. So they somehow managed to steal that huge mural in only a few seconds. So the question is, how did they do that? So the first clue, instead of talking to people here, because they're not very useful, we're going to examine this sign here, and it's a little shaky, and then let's see what happens, and then it moves to the side. I don't know how that moved like that, but it did. So then we're going to go examine the air duct and climb into it. This is also text mashing. Not really anywhere else in the run we do text mashing except for the start of the run in Sword Fighter 1. I'm not too sure why they put text mashing in these parts. Maybe because it's supposed to be I don't know, a mystery text box simulator or something. I'm not too sure, honestly. But there is text in this that I have to mash through, so that's why I play on Japanese. So, and then now we define the imposter. There's two of them. So one of them, if you open that coffin, he's like, I'm a police officer and my uniform got stolen. So it's one of them had a uniform, and then this guy with the behind the popcorn is like, somebody stole my camera. So you put them together and you get police officer with a camera. So that's the first one. And then the second hint is like there's 2 of them sharing popcorn.
On it.
But if you look, there's 3 of them, and then it's like one of them has glasses, or there's supposed to be 1 box of popcorn. And it's like, okay, so fake one has popcorn, and then it's like the real one has glasses, and it's like, okay, so it's the one without glasses that has popcorn, which is the middle one.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So these are the 2 frauds. You don't even have to like go get the other information, like talk to the guy who says all of it. You can just instantly accuse them of the crime, and they just I don't know how he did that. I'm not gonna lie. He doesn't seem like somebody who could transform like that. If he can do that, he should probably be using his time more wisely. Then we're gonna be coming into here. So now it's like, okay, we found the 2 culprits. Nothing else here. Let's go see if we can find the mural. And then they say something like they accidentally say, "Oh, it's still in the museum," and it's like, "Oh, well, never mind. I'm no snitch," but he already said it, so I don't know what he's trying to do here. He's like, "Yeah, look at this. I'm so funny." This guy's like, "Ah, it's still in the museum," and then he's like, "Oh, it's still in the museum, you say?" And then like, "Oh no, we didn't say that." And then it's like, "Okay, so where in the museum is it? How do you hide a big mural?" Normally, you're supposed to like do a bunch of stuff where you like get a ladder, a bucket, open the window, and then the window blows the curtains and reveals the mural's here. But because I'm so smart, I already know where the mural is, so I just examine this, and the whole time the mural's been right here, never actually left the place. Not too sure how they never expected somebody to look behind the curtains that they put, but that's just how it is. And that's the end of the detective segment. Last one on 4-2. So coming up is Light Fang. So Light Fang is a platforming based boss, which is really cool. He's gonna have like these laser eyes that he can see with, and the goal is to not get seen by him, or else it will like cause time to rewind, and you'll be pushed backwards. You also take some damage. If that happens, I'll lose a few seconds. It won't be that bad. There are spots where it will be kind of bad if it does happen. But hopefully I can get through the fight. There are some spots where I will intentionally cause him to rewind time. But the time he already does it, I'll already be completely out of his sight, so it won't actually affect me. One little annoying thing about these boss fights is that you actually have to approach it from the left side. And if you don't approach it from the left side, Peach will move to the left side very slowly, which loses a lot of time. So, like that, as you see, I had to walk a little bit there. So there's a second boss requirement. It's only 15. It only goes up in increments of 5, so it's pretty lenient. So yeah, here's Light Fang. This is a very, I don't want to say it's cycle based. I mean, it is cycle based because there's 3 cycles, but it's like if I make a mistake, my whole strategy is thrown off. So I have to really make sure I don't have much room for error. Luckily, it is fairly lenient, the movement I do. So there I have to stall, because if I go instantly there without doing that ribbon attack, he's gonna like do this. He's gonna like do that attack early, and I'll be screwed over. So there's the first phase. That's the easy one. So here's the second phase. This phase is a little harder. There's still not too much going on here. It's gonna be mostly just don't get seen by him. I actually jumped around the very first corner because it's actually faster. Oh, that's a little annoying. Yeah, just leave me alone. It's faster to jump around corners, but there, if you do it, you actually will like beat him, and you'll get caught like too early. Normally you stall there a little bit. I missed the jump because I didn't jump high enough. But luckily I didn't get time to rewind. I was able to move out the way. But I did lose a few seconds there. This third phase is definitely the hardest one by a lot. It's still not too bad, but there are some spots where I'm gonna have to wait for him, like his like laser vision to pass by. And this beginning part here is a little weird sometimes. Hopefully I don't get caught. Nice. Okay. So now I'm just gonna have to wait right here. If you're like in his vision, like if you're behind the grates when he spawns, he'll look directly at you. Otherwise, he'll start in the same spot. So here, that, and then come up here. Avoid that, and then get him before he gets me. So overall, that was a very good third phase. That would have been a really good fight if I didn't miss that jump in the second phase. But overall, not the worst Light Fang. So now we're coming up on Patissier 2. So like I said earlier, the order you do the levels for all the floors except for floor 5 actually matters. So for this floor, I'm going to be going to the right. Like I said earlier, before the boss, if you approach the boss from the right side, you have to walk to the left. So in order to avoid that, we do the left side levels first. That way we don't have to approach the boss from the right after we... Because if we did the left side first, we'd have to approach it from the right because that's where we finish. But if we do the left side, or if we do the right side first, we'll approach to the left. It's a very, very, very minor time save. But it is completely free just by doing the levels in a different order. Also, Patissier 2 has one spot in particular that is a little difficult to do, and if you mess up too much, it will lose you a lot of time. So it's nice to get that out of the way a little earlier. But this is mostly going to be the same as Patissier 1. It's going to be, instead of baking the cookies first, we're actually going to bake the cake first and then bake the cookies. But it's the same idea of bake the cakes and then bake the cookies and then you're done. This level, we actually have to do it complete, like I said earlier, we actually have to perfectly do the cakes. We can't do what we did with the first one where we just like half-ass them. We actually have to do them complete. And by complete, I mean that way, like all the design on the cake gets filled in automatically. Because if you once you finish parts of the cake, for the first one, if you like once you finish parts of it, it gets filled in automatically. On these ones, it won't get filled in automatically until you do like everything except for one of them actually. And also like the first cake, we can miss 3 of them, so we're gonna intentionally tank the second to last and the third to last one, because those are the 2 slowest ones. And it's also nice because those are like the last 2, so we mess up beforehand, we can do them as backups. But you shouldn't mess these up because you should like, I'm gonna play a little safe and make sure I'm done before I finish confirming it. So this first one's gonna have a little visual bug because I'm gonna start placing cakes before she pulls out the. I actually don't know what the name of it's called, but the thing she uses to place the cakes, like she's putting nothing down, which might look like it saves time, but here I'm gonna pull it out twice because it's gonna do the animation after the first one. I don't actually know if that's slow or not, but it does let me have a little bit more time to react to the second cake. So yeah, there the bow is completed. And then it's going to be this one. And then I'm going to forfeit this one. And I'm going to forfeit the one after that. And then I'm going to complete the last one. Also worth noting that I have to actually place some of the cake on the, or some of the, I think that, I don't know what the topping, whatever that is, the frosting, on the cake. Before you can cancel it, so I have to actually wait a little bit. And also canceling it actually takes some time, so it's optimal to cancel the cake and then like place the final drop as you're canceling it. But doing that's risky because if you don't complete the cake and you go in with the confirmed, you're gonna lose, and that will lose you a lot of time trying to save like maybe like not even a second. So that's why I usually don't, even in PB attempts, I usually don't do it unless I'm desperate for the time save. Just because it's not worth the risk of losing the run for like maybe 1 second in a 3.5 hour long game. Alright, so here we actually have to bake a cake before we go into the cake baking section. Or a cookie before the cookie section. This guy's trying to cook, but never let this guy cook again because he just blows up the whole kitchen here. And like before, I'm going to cook a baby cookie because it's a waste of time to cook any more than that. So this part's actually a little weird. So this one is not like the other one where it's an auto-scroller. This one we have to like kill all of them, or not really kill them, but like purify them or unpossess them, I guess. And to do that, we have to just spam feed them. So we're actually are on a timer. If you do this optimally, you can get 6 seconds left on the timer. So if you, at worst, I'll probably lose about 6 to 7 seconds here. And I'm actually gonna get the rainbow cookies because that will get rid of 2 of them instead of just 1. And that does not, that might be a problem. Alright, a big one's gonna spawn here. So these big ones will give you, clear out a bunch if you get the rainbow. It'll clear out 3 layers. I missed that. I did not do that. This might be losing me some time. Okay. I got 5 there because I had a little mishap, but overall pretty fine. Usually I get 6 there. I have not gotten better than 6, and I don't think I've ever seen somebody get better than 6. So I actually don't know if it's possible to get a 7 there, but it might be. So yeah, that's that level. Now we're just gonna go to the ending, and we're gonna bake one big final cookie. This cookie you actually can't do the baby cookie; you have to do the full rainbow cookie. So I'm gonna have to actually like go all the way, which is kind of annoying that they make you do that, but that's just how it is. And then yeah, so this one's gonna take a little longer because it's like it's supposed to be like you're making a big batch. But first we have to get jumped by all these scary feats that don't like us. Like that. Alright, so there's Patissier 2. Unlike Sword Fighter 2, the game's not going to force us back down to the basement, so we're actually just going to not do any more basement levels until the very end of the run, where we'll finish the run, because Madame Grape is actually in the basement, so we're going to have to go down there anyway at the end to beat the game.
Delicious. Thank you.
So here's Mermaid 1. Mermaid is another transformation where there's really no movement. It's kind of just swimming in the water and singing. The way the singing mechanic works is there's going to be like these fishes that you can almost possess or control with your voice, and they will do your bidding for you. It's a little messed up, I'm not going to lie, because I don't think those fishes wanted to be in that situation. But unfortunately for them, we need them to beat the game, so I guess Peach isn't very nice to fish. So there's a sparkle gem that I'm gonna tank a tiny time loss for, in a coconut in the tree. It's just gonna be the time loss of doing an extra spin because it's just spinning the coconut. I'm doing it just because I want to make sure I have the sparkle gems, and it's a very, very minor time loss, like the one I got in Detective. I'll probably have a few extra, hopefully. There's not that many more sparkle gems I could miss up to this for the rest of the run, although just to be safe, I'm gonna get it.
Peach time.
It's gonna be not here, but this one right here. So this pre-transformation sequence is going to be saving these mermaid feats, and then they're going to try to wake up the turtle with some their singing, and he's going to do his little dance. He's happy that he got woke up from his long sleep, and we're going to be waiting and be like, hurry up, man, your dance is not that, it's not that cool, bro, chill out. And then we're going to get all these seashells, which will give us another sparkle gem without losing any time. If you can notice, there's a lot of sparkle gems you get in this game that don't lose you any time, and that's just because I guess the game devs were nice to speedrunners, but at the same time, I do think it would have been pretty interesting if the requirements were actually pretty strict and you had to get a bunch of them, so you had to route which ones were the fastest. But unfortunately, the game was not made that way, and they were made to, you don't have to, I do believe you can get every single sparkle gem that you need for the requirements without losing any time at all. There might be one or two that you lose a tiny bit of time to, but it's nothing more than a second or two. So here's another buffer jump there. I was holding A during that cutscene and it let me jump instantly. There's like an invisible wall here that prevents you from going down before this text plays, so I couldn't do like a big jump. So one thing I actually have not mentioned the entire run, that's been very important, is that Peach actually can't move in any direction she wants. She's actually locked to the 8 cardinal directions. That is up, down, left, right, up, left, up, down, or up, left, up, right, down, right. which obviously is a little weird sometimes because you'll try to move somewhere and it just won't work because you can't do it because you're trying to move in a direction that's not possible. So it's kind of like Mario 64 DS on a 3DS, if that makes sense, where you feel like you can move in multiple directions, but the control stick is kind of fake. I don't know why they did that. It's kind of stupid, honestly. I really don't understand why they didn't let you move in any direction you want. But luckily, this game's movement isn't too hard to the point where it's really a huge problem. It might be a problem in some of the ninja levels later, but hopefully those levels don't go bad. And if it does, it's not for some stupid reason like that. So yeah, the whole lore here is that we're gonna do a concert, but somebody thought it would be cool to come here and mess it all up. And by somebody, I mean a bunch of mean grapes capturing the feats with trumpets. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really support that, but I guess I don't care about my opinion. All right, so she's crying because she needs help. You're like, all right, I got you. So we're gonna come over here. We're gonna ignore those fishes because that's just a sparkle gem that we do not need. So now we need to save him from the clam, and we're gonna get introduced to the fish ability. The fish, the way they work is they can open up clams by like that. There's 2 clams down here. The game really wants you to open that right one, but we're gonna ignore it because this is the one with the fish in it. That's a sparkle gem in there. And then you open this thing. And he dies. So death by clam is kind of embarrassing, but that's just how some people go out, I guess. And then we gotta play with these guys down here. And then this is like a little weird. It's like a little puzzly to solve the order and do it in. Luckily, it's pretty easy, but if you do it in the wrong order, you might have to flip some more and it loses a lot of time. And that could also happen because the hitboxes are really weird. Alright, so this is some more RNG in the run. The pattern these fishes spawn in are actually luck-based. And sometimes they can be really stupid like that. Luckily, it wasn't that bad. And usually you don't lose hardly any time to them being in the bad spot, but that was particularly bad. Alright, so now we got concert to do. So this part is just a really long and boring auto scroller where you have to like deflect the fish away from you. I'm not too sure why you don't want the fish to come near you, but I guess somebody who controls fish to do their bidding probably doesn't like fish that much. So maybe she does like fish and she's just trying to. I don't know. I don't know what the whole deal is and why we're pushing the fish away, but that's just how it is. So they're all scared, and then we come zooming in on this big turtle. And we're all happy. It's all fun and games until we get our party ruined. Look at how happy they are. And then... Oh, okay, never mind. Nobody comes to ruin the party. I'm thinking of a different level. So yeah, we get the fish to be all happy and sing. So losing this isn't really that bad. You just lose out on a sparkle gem, which is not that big of a deal, but it would be a little annoying if I lost a sparkle gem that's just an auto scroller one. Yeah, so that's Mermaid 1. So coming up next is gonna be Mighty 1. So Mighty is like a really cool concept because it's like you have an attack and you can jump pretty high and you can run pretty fast. So it's like, oh, it's gonna be cool. But then you have to realize that a very large majority of the Mighty levels are auto scrollers where you just like try to shoot asteroids and UFOs away, and it's like, oh, this is not that fun for speedrunning. Which is a little unfortunate, but there are parts that are interesting, and hopefully I don't mess up those parts. There is a cool skip I'll try to do, which will hopefully save some time. If I miss it, it's not that bad of a time loss. So yeah, here's Mighty One. So this is like the superhero Peach. You run fast, you jump high, and you can like do this like charge attack. You might think that the charge attack, because it like dashes you forward, it's like ninja one, but you actually can't cancel this one by jumping, so it's not actually faster for movement. So we are just going to be running around instead of doing cool stuff, which is a little unfortunate that you can't cancel it, but that's just how it is. So yeah, as you can see, these UFOs are invading the Theats and destroying their own city, and they're like, oh, what will we do? Sadly, those guys are going to have to get whisked away because I can't be asked to lose time in my speedruns to save them. So these guys are just tearing it up, and we're going to completely ignore them because who cares about them? I just care about the God Run. Alright, yeah, get them, and then come over here, and then like that. That skips having to do this another time, which is really fast. And then here's another buffer jump I can do to jump over this frame one. You could get a little closer there, but if you get too close, you get knocked back by the fire, and it ends up losing you time. So here is a fight here. This fight's really weird because they're spaced out really weirdly. They're pretty far apart. You can't really double any of them up. So hopefully I can get a decent fight. Yeah, they take so long to move that you don't have time to set up a double. So there's gonna be some spots in this level where I actually have to stand in a certain spot, or else the game will, like, Peach will walk over there by herself. There's a few other spots like that in this game, but this level has, I think, the most of them. And as you saw right there, I tried to get in position, but I was a little far to the right, so she moved a little bit. So here's the Mighty transformation, like I was saying earlier. Mighty, the gimmick is you run fast and you jump pretty higher than most power-ups, and then also you get to do your charge attack, but that charge attack is unfortunately not faster for the reasons I mentioned earlier. But this is still pretty fun, especially casually. This is one of the more fun transformations, but for speedrun, because of all the auto-scrollers, it unfortunately is not, you know, not that cool. So we're just gonna be running against this thing. Luckily, the one benefit of having the only 8 directions is that holding straight in one direction is very easy and consistent. To get this out of the way, and then stand in a spot. It's like right around here. A little more down.
Ready for action.
So here's another fight. Like that. Get rid of this. And then have to save them with this thing. This truck is a little weird. There's only certain spots, or there's like a certain spot, like you can't be, if you're too far to the left, she won't throw it. Like she'll just do the thing where she like picks it up again. So I'm gonna go a little further to the right than I might need to throw it, just because it's a time loss if I don't. And also she has to walk through anyway, so it's not really that big of a time loss. It's a little hard to balance out throwing it early and not having to move a lot. So here's the octopus guys. These guys will be in all of the mighty levels, but the general way you kill them is by charging into them a few times. They have a consistent movement pattern that they'll follow. There's gonna be another one that spawns here. I'm gonna try to kill him really fast. Like that. Like that. I missed. I missed again. I missed 3 times. That's not good. I missed 4 times. Alright, this is losing a lot of time. And then he's dead. Yeah, that was really unfortunate. It's because of the 8 directions, it's really hard to hit him. He like juked me out there on the 3rd hit. Like you try to hold like a little bit right or down and she just goes down right or down. It's really annoying. So here's a little cutscene. Not much I can do here. I can like move around and stuff, but as you can see, it's just there's too much end lag to make it faster. The main problem is you actually can jump cancel it. I don't know why I said that earlier. You can jump cancel it. The problem with doing dash attacks is that the second one you do in the air has too much end lag to be faster. I don't know why I said you can't. You can jump cancel them, but the second one that you do in the air, like in Ninja, where you like start falling and then you land on the ground and can do it again, you just stay in the air and the end lag on it is really like bad. So you actually that's the actual reason why you can't. Like I don't know why I lied earlier and said you can't jump cancel because you can. So this is just a complete auto scroller. I can get 2 sparkle gems here if I save all the feats and also get the shards. Hopefully I do that. If not, it would be a little annoying, but it's just how it is. Okay, that guy can just go have fun, I guess. I'm not gonna kill him. So here's sparkle gems, or the shards. Nice and easy. Okay, that guy's annoying. Alright, hopefully I don't. If I die, that'd be pretty problematic actually, but I don't think I'll die. I think it's the last one. Yeah. Alright, so here's the boss of the level. This guy. He's hopefully not gonna be too much of a problem. Yeah, so you pick him up and then you Bowser throw him like Mario 64. So then instead of spinning the control stick, you just have to mash B, which is way nicer, and you don't have to time the B input or the throw. You can just spam the whole time. All right. So coming up next is going to be Cowgirl 2. Cowgirl 2 has a lot more downtime than Cowgirl 1, unfortunately, but there's still some cool, interesting stuff I'll be doing.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, so this level doesn't have that much margin for error. There is one particular spot where I do take a lot of intentional damage. Hopefully I don't get in risk of dying, and if I do, that'd be a little annoying, I won't lie, but well, we should be fine. And if I'm not, luckily dying in this game is very non-punishing in terms of completing a run. So yeah, instead of beginning with the movement and then going on the horse, we're actually gonna begin on the horse and then do the movement on the train. But before we can do that, we have to actually get on the horse first. So there is a tiny bit of movement at the start of the level, but it's not really anything to write home about. All right, so yeah, starting off with this, we're just gonna, it's the same as last time. We just sit here and don't die, and we'll be fine. Trying to miss the sparkle gems either if we can. Alright, so... Yeah, it's really not much to say. It's just... Don't mess up. Alright, so there's the horse part done. It's not actually done because there's stuff we'll have to do later on, but for now it's done. So we get some movement finally, but this part is just a hold right segment. And just try not to run into signs and we're fine. These guys won't actually hit you as long as you don't mess up your movement, because they just don't shoot very well. As you can see, you just walk between them. They don't really shoot in the middle. There we go. Alright, so here's some damage boosting strats here. Normally you have to like break down these walls and wait for them to fall down, but if you just take damage, you can go right through them. You don't have to fight those guys either. So, I'm gonna take damage here. Like that. And then there's a sparkle gem that I could go for that doesn't lose much time, but I'm not going to bother with it because if I mess it up, it'd be just a waste of time. I might go for it. I'll see. I'm feeling confident with myself. I got it there. Okay, yeah, that's another gem that's very, very small time loss to get. Alright, so we're going to be back on the horse here. This is the end of the level, luckily. There's still a lot of downtime cutscenes and auto-scroller stuff we have to do. This game is, it's very unfortunate how much of this game is cutscenes and auto-scrollers. This could be a much better game to speedrun if there wasn't, but unfortunately until we find skips for them, or if you want to play any percent where you skip a lot of these boring levels, we don't really have much of a choice. I have to grab the wheel, and then it's gonna like try to attack me. And then I'm ready to grab the top of it. Hopefully I get this in one try. It's a little not obvious when you can get it. That was good, I think. There's not really any good visual cue of when you can jump up and grab it. You kind of just gotta hope that you don't do it too early. And if you do, you can just try again. It's pretty lenient. So there's Cowgirl 2. We won't see Cowgirl until we do the basement much later on. So if you like it, stay tuned, I guess.
Well, shucks.
Alright, so here's Projector Cat. This is definitely the most consistent boss. The only real places where you can save and lose time is hitting the pause, and also if you make a mistake and miss the cycle, and if you do that, you'll lose a lot of time. But for the most part, time losses in this level are usually pretty minor, although it is actually not easy to do it really, really, really fast. It's actually pretty challenging to do really fast, but it's not very punishing, so hopefully it goes well. So now we'll see why we went to the right first, because we have to approach the door from the left, and it's better if we just do this, so... Yeah. So this is another pretty lenient requirement, but the next one will need 25, and we only have 19, and we're going to be doing a bunch of Dash 2 levels, and the Dash 2 levels have less Sparkle Gems than the Dash 1 levels, and we'll be skipping most of them. So hopefully we'll have enough. We should have enough for the next requirements. So here, the way these pods work is they'll try to spawn on the opposite side of the room from you, and you can just like stand in the middle and then slightly to one side. That way they'll spawn on the opposite side of the room as close, like it'll be as close as it can be while being on the opposite side of the room. And when I say opposite side of the room, I mean on the other half of the room. So if I'm like barely on the right half here, it'll usually spawn on the left half. If I stand like here, it's still spawn on the left, so I'd have to travel further. This is why I'm standing where I stand. So the strat is just to get the bomb in the middle, and then when he does the hand slam attack, you can just jump to avoid getting hit. I'm not too sure why that is the case, but that's just how they made the fight. So there's phase 2. And then phase 3 is going to be more of the same thing, except the bomb's going to be on the left half, so I'm going to stand on the left half. That bomb mice is not RNG, by the way. He's always in the same spot of the room. This hand is a little hard to hit because it's like really weird. I don't know why he places his hand like that. That's not very ergonomic looking. This is the last one. Okay, hopefully that's not a problem. Yeah, we got plenty of time. Alright, not that bad of a fight. It's really, like I said, it's not that hard. It's pretty hard to lose time as long as you don't miss any of the phases. You'll like lose them a few seconds at absolute most. So here's the Kung Fu 1. This is the last new transformation we'll see until the final boss, which has its own transformation. And also the last Dash 1 level we'll see. So if you like the pre-transformation movement, then this is the last time you'll get to see it. I'd say floor 4 might be the hardest floor. All the levels on the floor are pretty difficult. It's mainly Kung Fu 1, Ninja 2, and Dash and Thief 2. Detective 2 is not that hard. But this definitely is like kind of a gauntlet, I'd say. If I had to pick another part of the run to be the gauntlet, it'd be this floor. So yeah, Kung Fu, once again, no real new movement options. You can spin around on the poles to like, move a little faster, because that's one of the new features is spinning on the poles. You can like do these twirls, and when you jump off them, you go pretty fast. Aside from that, it's a very combat heavy ability like Cowgirl and Sword Fighter, where you can do these like punches and kicks to kill enemies. But outside of that, it's nothing too crazy. But these levels are some of the most intricate because of how hard the fights can be to do fast. This is probably the hardest of the 3 Kung Fu levels, I'd say, in my opinion. So these guys are in a little bit of trouble because this guy, whoever this tough guy is being a little mean to them. So we gotta show them what's up. I missed that. That's unfortunate, but I got the backup one. So here, we're gonna save this guy who's getting jumped, even though they're just kind of standing there. I don't know why he's, like, threatened by them. They're pretty weak, I'm not gonna lie. And then we gotta save this, we gotta kill that guy. You don't actually kill him, you kind of just stun him, but it's enough for them to just, like, think he's a joke or something. These guys do take a little while to get over here. And then once again, I have to wait a tiny bit before they're both active, or else I'd only spin one of them, and that's slower. So there's some more cutscenes and stuff here. These guys show up, and are like, get through if you can, while laughing at you without a mouth. I'm not really too sure how they make those noises they make. But they do somehow. Okay, avoid that. I made that. That's a little tight. If I fell down there, it would have been a little annoying. I'm not gonna lie. So the fact I made it is really nice. I did my first jump a little bad, so I had to make up for it by doing some weird jumps at the end there. All right, so here's Kung Fu. Like I said, just kill stuff. Don't have to kill these guys because they're not in the way really. Did that a little early there. Ignore them because they're not a threat. They're just kind of chilling there. Like these guys are also kind of just chilling. Don't want to land on that guy. Do that to get rid of them. And then here's this guy. So like I said earlier, those timing circle things we can mash for these guys, you actually have to time it when the circle closes, or else you just don't hit them. So there's the first one. That guy's really easy, but we'll see some harder ones later. And hopefully I don't mess up any of them, although they can be a little scary. So hopefully they go clean later on. But for now, we got past the first guy clean. So here's one of the hardest parts of this level, in my opinion. Not yet. It's going to be the pole fight coming up. First, we have to get past this section. Get that guy out the way. As you see there, I get speed boost from the poles. And I'm going to use that speed boost to get over this enemy. I missed that triple. I got that guy at least. That was not that bad, honestly. Fuck. Okay. That was a little annoying, that time lost there. Hopefully I don't kill all these guys. It's actually possible to kill all these guys if you kick at the right time. Luckily I missed one of them, and if you do that, you'll get like a cutscene where you get a sparkle gem. It's a little time loss. Oh, that's pretty annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, that's fine, second try. That's a little skip where you skip walking all the way around. Alright, here's another fight. This fight's also a little annoying. There's gonna be some pole guys, and the pole guys are really annoying. Because you have to wait for them to attack you, and they take a long time. Or if you hit them right as they're spawning in, that will also work, but it's pretty hard, so there's a chance I mess up here with them. Let's see how it goes. Okay, it didn't work. This guy's gonna have to come and see me. Okay, that could have been better, but it's fine. So wait for these guys to come down now. And then now I have to do this part, and this part's a little annoying because these guys take forever to spawn. You need to kill them all with the pole. I jumped a little high there. Wait for them to all spawn and then go on the pole. Oh, okay, it's a little annoying. Yeah, that was a little slow, but it's fine. Okay, hopefully I only do one kick here. If I do more than one, I'm losing time. I'm just spamming up and B, because I have to break open this door as soon as he's done talking. Nice, I only did one kick there. It's pretty easy because I'm spamming to do a combo, and that loses a little bit of time. Alright, so here's this guy again. This time's gonna be a little harder, but hopefully it's not as bad as it might be later. The later on ones are pretty difficult, because you have to do a bunch of them pretty quickly. This guy's not that bad, though, so hopefully I don't mess this up. Nice. Alright, that was not that bad. Some stupid small mistakes that lost me some time, but overall, not horrible. That fight was a little bad, but aside from that, it didn't go that bad. All right, so here's Detective 2. Detective 2 is a lot like Detective 1, where it's just you walk around, talk to people, and do stuff. This one is a little bit more involved, but not as much as Detective. Actually, it's probably a little more. I don't know. It's honestly kind of hard to tell because it is a lot of it's just kind of waiting. At least at the beginning, is a lot of it's going to be waiting around for this guy to walk slowly.
Let's go.
All right, so more text mashing. If you like text mashing, here's the level for you.
Interesting.
That guy's running late, and this guy, low key, this guy's got a pretty cool walk.
Huh.
All right, if you get too close to him, like you saw there, you get like this weird pushback. That way, you can't just get ahead of him. So the whole gimmick is that to stay in the shadows while he turns around. If I'm not in the shadows, he'll do this animation where he catches me, I take some damage, and it loses some time. So hopefully, I don't have to. That doesn't happen. This sign, I can just stand here. You don't have to actually move along with the sign. It just pushes you down with it. Nice little quality of life thing. And then here, he's not going to turn around again, so I can just try to get close to him. And then he actually went here.
Ah. Aha. Mm-hmm. Oh.
And then we just wait here. And then it's going to be the middle door. And then, so this guy that's with us, he's like, all right, be quiet, man. We're in their fortress. Or not their fortress, but their hideout. They're talking about something. And then he's like, all right, guys, it's done. It's a bomb! And then this dumbass is like, oh my god, a bomb! And then they're like, oh, we got you now. And then he's like, oh no, I messed up. So then he runs after them angry, even though he's the one that caused this to happen. And it's like, all right, where's the bombing gonna happen? It's like, all right, the clock tower, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got some more text mashing because the game really likes giving us text.
Aha. Mm-hmm.
And then Peach talks about her favorite Earthbound town, and then she comes in here. So now it's like, all right, you gotta get to number 6. There's a bunch of numbers lying around. There's an 8. No number, but the actual number is this because it's like an upside down 6.
Ah. Aha. Mm-hmm.
These guys are happy that we did something cool. And then we're gonna get up here. This guy's pretty angry on the right. I don't know why he's angry. We're going up an elevator. I'd say it's pretty fun. I'd be happy if I was going up an elevator like that. That's pretty cool. But now this guy's like, I got you now. And then it's like, uh-oh, we're screwed. And then the police are like, nope, we got you. And then the police, I don't know where they get the rope from, but they rope him up. And they're all angry about something, even though they didn't really do anything. He's kind of just sitting there, and they're like, oh no, what do we do? So we come in here, and we gotta get these 3 gear pieces.
On it.
And then there's the 3 gears. And we move this gear here. And then we come back here and get this key. And come in here. And then activate this mechanism. And then it's like, alright, so where's the bomb at? And then it's like, oh, it was in the clock the whole time, or the bell the whole time. Normally supposed to like look around for a bunch of stuff. Like there's like like an alarm clock. There's like something else. I don't remember what exactly there is, but it's in the bell, and there's a bunch of like red herrings that the game wants you to examine. Alright, and then they're happy, and then this guy's like, wait, why are we celebrating? The bomb's about to blow up. So and then he's like, alright, I got a plan. Where are we gonna throw it? And then he's like, oh wait, I actually got a plan. I'm gonna throw it into the lake. Definitely the best thing to do. And then he gets the bomb. He's running. He's about to throw it. Oh, but he fumbled it. And then Peach picks it up and throws it out. Alright, and then that's it for Detective 1. There's a little break, and now we got some of the harder levels in the game. Ninja Dash 2, so like I said earlier, the ninja movement is pretty complex, so there's going to be a lot of that in this level. And then the Dashing Thief levels are just pretty hard in general, especially Dashing Thief 3, which we'll see later. So yeah, Ninja 3, or Ninja 2 is probably, might be the hardest level in the game. There's some pretty tight and precise movement and a jump that's not that easy to do. So hopefully it goes well. If it doesn't go well, I might lose a lot of time. Luckily, my PB did not have a good Ninja 2, so if I don't have a meltdown, I can be saving some time here. Alright, already starting off a little bad with sloppy movement, but it's fine. So there's one thing about the ninja that we didn't see is if you go up against the wall, you do this thing where you like hide along the wall, and that can be really annoying because it's hard to get out of that. So hopefully if I go against the wall, it doesn't happen, and if it does, I can get out of it easily. That jump right there is actually pretty hard. Okay, that was good. So here's a 2D section. Hopefully I don't mess this up. There's actually a strat you can do here at the end that's a decent amount faster, but it's pretty risky and also hard. So I'll go for it in runs. So there, that was not that bad. Yeah, you can like jump down there without activating the one on the right, but you'll probably get caught like 90% of the time you try it, and it's really an IL strat. Okay, here this part's like the hardest part of the level. Okay, so that's that first guy you kind of have to wait for, or you can like play a little risky and not wait for him, but it's just not easy. I just saved that guy. I didn't really need to, but it's nice to save people. Okay, that's annoying. Ah, that's annoying. Oh, man. Okay, third try is not awful. Get that Sparkle Gem, because I have to get rid of those guys. Get them both, not fall down, nice. So, except for missing that jump a few times, which is a pretty difficult jump, the rest of it was pretty decent. Also, I shouldn't jump there, that was a mistake. Alright, so this part is also a little hard. It's not the easiest thing to have good movement and not fall down. So I'm gonna try not to fall down. I don't know what this is. Okay, that was a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. I thought I would make that jump, but I was a little low. I didn't die though, so that's really big. And this last part's really easy. I'm just gonna have to mash B to get through all the obstacles. And I'm gonna stay on one. I'm gonna stay on just the left side because you have to break one of these. So it's best not to go through the middle, or else you have to break both of them. It's a little slower. That's why I just pick a side. Alright, so overall, pretty decent. Ninja 2 would have been really, really good actually if I didn't miss that jump twice, but that's fine. I've had runs where I'd spend a lot of time on that jump.
It's done.
So here's Dashing Thief 2. This level is... It's weird. It's not that hard, but compared to most levels in this game, it is a little hard. There's definitely a lot of stuff that can go wrong. Hopefully nothing does go wrong. Because this run is like, I mean, there's been some pretty big mistakes, like in Sword Fighter 2. And Light Fang was pretty bad. Figure Skater 1 was pretty bad. But it's still a pretty decent run, so I still want to try to get a decent time.
Let's go.
So this is going to be more of Dashing Thief, you know, swinging with the grapple hook and just jumping over lasers and stuff. So these guys are flying over top, and then they're going to steal a thing again. I really don't know why they like stealing. It's not nice. I would advise against anybody stealing, but if you want to be like these guys, then I guess, you know what, I'm not going to stop you, but Peach will. Remember, kids, stealing is not nice, and Princess Peach in the Mask will come after you if you do it. Alright, so there's the beginning part. That's the auto scroller right there, but you do get a free Sparkle Gem, which is nice. That jump is a little scary because you just barely clear it without having to use the grapple to extend yourself a little bit. The nice thing about the grapple hook is not only can it like latch onto stuff, but it acts as like a mid-air stall that you can use for movement. Alright, so these guys are going to come alive and I'm going to hopefully not get hit by them. Okay. Another 2D section where most of these levels are 2D sections. There's not really much 3D to the Dashing Thief level, which is a little unfortunate. It'd been cool to mess around with the gravel hook in a 3D setting, but it'd be pretty hard to do that, I feel like, so who knows. Alright, this is a little slow, but we're through. Alright. Hopefully we don't get hit here. That'd lose some time. Nice. Alright, so I'm gonna have to kill this robot. You actually can't really activate this without getting damaged, without doing some really annoying stuff, so I'm just gonna kill him. Alright, so now we got the escape sequence. Unfortunately, you don't go on the paraglider again. You won't actually use that in any of these levels. The only time you'd see that again is in the EX level for the ribbon that you get from playing the minigame, which is a little unfortunate because it was kind of cool, but this part's also pretty cool, so I'm not going to hate on it too much. So there's the end of that level. Overall, pretty good Dashing Thief 2, I'd say. Not really many mistakes there. So now we got Spotlion. So Spotlion is the second to last boss. Despite there being a 5th floor, there's no boss on the 5th floor, actually. So Spotlion is, I'd say, probably the second hardest boss behind Light Fang in terms of not the final boss, because the final boss is definitely the hardest boss. I also believe I have 5 extra Sparkle Gems, because I think you only need 25 here.
Yes.
So yeah,
Okay.
Spotlion, he's gonna shoot these, like, orbs at you that you have to reflect back at him, and if you miss one, it can be really bad because it throws a cycle off. Hopefully, I don't miss any, and if I do, I'd be a little sad, but that's just how it is. So I'm just gonna hope that everything goes right here. It is definitely harder than I'd say it's harder than the first boss and the Projector Cat, but not as hard as Light Fang or the final boss. So it's like the middle boss, if that makes sense. Yeah, so we had 5 extra, which is a lot. I don't think I've ever had that many extra. So here's Spotlion. I'm just like I said, I'm gonna reflect his attacks right back at him. Hopefully I don't miss any of them. There's one. That was a little scary. I went a little early there. Oh, that's annoying. That should hit him, though. Oh, no. Okay. That's actually really annoying. I went a little late. Are you kidding me? That's gonna hit him, I think. Yeah, okay. That's a big time loss, actually. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little annoyed about that. I just went too late. I was a little afraid of going too early, but because of the last one, I went a little too early and it lost a little bit of time, but I should not have been that scared. That's a relatively minor time loss, though. Okay. So then I'm just gonna stay here, he's gonna shoot, I'm gonna go up, he's gonna shoot, and then hopefully the third attack goes smoothly. Alright, and then we got one more phase left. Hopefully this phase goes well. Alright, so this first one is going to be right here. There's one. And then... There we go. Okay, so that's not that bad. The time loss is pretty big, but it could have been worse. I think I'll still be really close to PB here. I think I'm still ahead by a little bit, but it's a little annoying how much time I lost going a little late there. Alright, so now we got the 5th floor. So the 5th floor only has one level that's really that difficult. The other 3 are pretty easy, although there is Mermaid 2, which has one part of it that's a little hard. But outside of that, it's pretty calm and slow. So this floor, the order you do the levels don't actually matter because you're gonna have to go to the middle after you're done with the floors. So I'm actually gonna opt to do the hardest level first, which is Kung Fu 2. That's why I go to the left here, because I want to do the hardest level first to get it out of the way. And then after that, it's just a bunch of easy levels minus that one part in Mermaid 2. So Kung Fu 2, it's a decently hard level to do really fast. Some of the fights are annoying. I don't know if I'd say it's harder than Kung Fu 1. It might be. It's at least decently comparable to the difficulty of Kung Fu 1. So hopefully this goes well. Alright, these guys get kicked out, so we go in here and kick the door down. Alright, I kicked a little early there. It's a little annoying that I got hit. Alright, that guy gets locked out because I guess his friends aren't very nice to him. He's a little panicking, so we gotta get over to him before he can, like, get his stuff together. I'm gonna use these poles to get some speed boost. Jump up here, like that. Come over here, jump over these guys. Good start. Ignore these guys because they're not really worth it. Have to do that because, yeah. Alright, so that was a good start. Can't go much better than that, but now we have to do this part. This part's not that bad. There's a fight here that hopefully I won't mess up. Alright, I missed the first one, but it still counted. It's very nice and lenient. Because the first one I was too far away or something. Oh, that's annoying. Alright, this part's a little weird. That was nice that I avoided the pull the second time. Unfortunately, I missed that one. That was a little high there. Alright, now we got the second big fight with these guys. I think I went a little early there. It's fine though. Alright, so all the friends are saved, but unfortunately we're about to get jumped by some scary guys, so... Not very nice of them to do this to us, but it is what it is, so... Let's hope I don't mess this up. This is a little harder than the last one. He's gonna be shooting projectiles, so we actually have to like time it. Alright, nice. Alright, so 3 more levels left, and then we're going to the basement, which is where the last, like, third, almost quarter of the run is done.
Thank you.
So yeah, Mighty 2. This level is much easier than Mighty 1 for the most part. There is a tiny bit of spots where I can lose some time. But as long as that doesn't go poorly, we'll be good. So, like I said before, Mighty 2 and Mighty 3, instead of ending with the auto-scroller, start with it. So, normally what you're supposed to do at the start of this auto-scroller is save all the feats because you get a ribbon, or a sparkle gem. However, one of the feats is the ribbon feat, and this game has a collectible in every level, which is there's one of them which is a ribbon, and that ribbon lets you get new outfits and stuff. However, saving the ribbon feat, after you beat the level and you get the ribbon, there is a like a cutscene basically where it's like you got a ribbon and it loses a few seconds. So it's not worth. I'm not going to be able to save him, which means I'm not going to let them sparkle gem. However, at this point, in NDA, it is impossible to not have enough sparkle gems for the final boss if you beat every level. You can literally get the bare minimum amount of sparkle gems in every level, and you will not. You will be able to still have like more than enough to get to the final level. So luckily, sparkle gems are no longer an issue at all. Which is nice because that would be a little annoying if we need sparkle gems and that one was like locked. I will still, at least try to make this entertaining and kill everything if I can. Except for the ribbon thief, I won't be killing that. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Oh. Okay, I think if you kill the enemy, their shot like doesn't count, which is kind of weird, but that's just how it is. Yeah, this guy's like doing 360s and stuff. Alright, so we need to avoid the ribbon guy, which will be coming up pretty soon. Right there. So we're not gonna save him, unfortunately. He's gonna have to get whisked away. I don't know what that guy's gonna do to him. Whatever it is, it's not my responsibility. I take no responsibility for whatever happens to that guy. So don't sue me, please. Alright, so here we go. Time to fight this big bad enemy. I'm gonna start up here because I need to kill 4 enemies, and I'm gonna try to kill the top one, and then the middle 2, and then the bottom one. Like that. And then once again, we're gonna get thrown like Bowser in Mario 64. Alright, so now we actually get to play the game a little bit. It's not that interesting. It is a little bit. There is some spots where I can lose time. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Yep, I am here.
I'm here.
Alright, here's a little fight here we have to do. They're like beam swords are not very effective on them because they have range. It's a little unfair, I'm not gonna lie, but that's just how it is. Nice. Alright, so here's a running section. We're not gonna save these guys, we're just gonna run through here. Normally you're supposed to like pick up the trucks in your way and throw it at this UFO, but that loses time, so they're gonna have to just get absorbed by it. One of them will at least make it though, and that's all we need, so we'll be fine. We're gonna kill this thing in a second anyway, so I'm not too sure why we even have to save them. So yeah, those two guys just kind of fly over and they get saved anyway. I'm really not sure why we have to save them from it when they literally just like, unless they like, you know, get hurt by it. But it's like, come on, bro. You just went into like a little harmless spaceship. I don't know what they could do to you in those few seconds they were chasing after you. Alright, so this is a decently big fight we have to do here. Hopefully we don't lose a lot of time to these guys. Fuck. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, that was a little slow because I got hit by the UFO, but it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so we saved the scientists. I'm not really too sure how they got there. They're kind of like just chilling. But if you're wondering what the scientists were doing, well, they were doing some crazy stuff because we're about to get big. So UFO. So here he gets a little angry and he sprouts arms. Let's see if we can go band for band with this guy here. As it stands, we can't really do much. However, these scientists have been cooking up a very interesting invention here. And what this allows us to do is to get really big. And being big is good, so we're gonna go get them. So we're gonna throw him. Another Bowser throw. However, this time he's angry, so he wants retribution. So we're gonna give him one more good hit. Overall, pretty decent, except for that kind of a bad fight there with the UFO throw and stuff. But except for that, it was pretty good. Mighty 2. So now we're coming up to Mermaid 2. So Mermaid 2 is a pretty easy level. The problem is there is one part of the level where if we mess up, it can lose us a lot of time if it goes badly. And I don't have a good backup, and having a good backup is not easy. So hopefully it goes well. If it doesn't, then it might be a problem. And if it does go well, we'll be on a decent pace. All right, so here's Mermaid 3. Or 2, my bad. I can't count to 3. Mermaid 2. So Mermaid 2 is, like I said, it's pretty easy except for one part, and that one part might lose us a lot. So what's gonna happen is gonna be a fight where we're going to fight some mermaid guys. And basically all of them are somewhat difficult to kill. They'll like create these little like circle of rocks around them, and you have to try to get the fish inside of them. the second and the third one. The first one you have to go around, but the second and the third one you can actually have the fish on where they spawn, and if you do that, you will basically kill them. Like you'll like kill them instantly. And then the fourth one you also have to wait, but you shouldn't have to wait. You should just be able to maneuver around it. So hopefully everything goes well. It's not that hard, but it also could be really bad because if I mess up and I have to actually, like, what will happen is if the fish like gets stuck in the rock, it will return back to you, and then you'll have to move it all the way back across the screen, and it's a really big time loss. So hopefully this fight goes well. Also, if you get hit by a rock, it also kind of messes with you. This is an auto scroller though here, where we just are with the fish. There will be a sparkle gem I'll be getting because it doesn't lose time. So yeah, otherwise it's just gonna be waiting here for a little bit. Just try not to get hit. If you do, there's a heart there. Alright, so here we go. This first fight, first enemy's not that hard. It can be a little annoying sometimes when he blocks you. But hopefully he's not a problem. And if he is, I'll be a little sad. So let's just hope this guy is nice. Okay, that's a nice start. Okay, so this guy is a scary one. So we'd like maneuver him. It's like right around here. It's a little weird. There. Okay, that was a little slow because he got stuck on the rock, but he didn't back away. And then these next two guys are hopefully also going to be nice. There we go. And alright, that was pretty good. Lost a little bit on that guy because of the rock, but aside from that, not bad. Alright, so there's gonna be more downtime of just really nothing happening. We have to free this eel. Can the eel come out to play? Good question. Yes, he can. So we save these guys who were wrongly imprisoned, unless they actually are guilty of what they did. In that case, I kind of feel bad, but we just assume that these every single one of these people had good intentions and were imprisoned for the wrong reason. Also, the fish kind of was stuck behind something he probably should have been able to break. So once again, we're going to be singing. This time there's a bunch of bad guys. We'll have to, you know, be like, all right, man, let's all have fun and be friends in true Nintendo fashion. So we get to sing here. Fun fact, you can actually aim down with the singing if you look. You can go down, but it's never used for any fish. So a little weird that you can do it, but it's never useful. But it is kind of cool, I guess. While you're just waiting around, you can be like, "Oh, look, I can go down." All right, so I guess they weren't afraid of getting copyrighted by Disney for The Little Mermaid, so that's cool. So there's the end of Mermaid 2. It went pretty well. It honestly could have gone way better, but some stupid stuff happened with the rock. I don't know why, but this is golden by like 5 seconds, despite having a mistake. Not too sure what that's about, but I'll take it. So Figure Skater 2. This level is honestly most of it is an auto-scroller, almost all of it. There'll be some enemies you have to kill at the start, and then have to do that dumb RNG boss fight again. But most of the level is just gonna be just like riding a float. Not much I can do to speed it up other than avoid, saving the ribbon guy because he'll give me a text, little like the cutscene thing I was talking about after the level's done. But aside from that, I can't really do much. My PB actually had a 3 cycle here, so unless I get a 4 cycle or like a really, really bad 3 cycle, I should at least be not losing time here. Or if I mess at the beginning, which is also very possible because, like I said earlier, figure skater movement is difficult, so the beginning movement is honestly kind of scary.
Brilliant.
Alright, let's see if I can kill them fast. Oh, that was almost really good, but he dodged me like last second. Unfortunate. But that was good otherwise. That was almost perfect. Alright, so... here, we're going to be just skating. Really not much I can do. I can't speed the section up. I can just try not to die or lose or anything like that. So I'm going to, like... just try not to... try to kill the enemies. Just try to avoid saving the ribbon thief. That's what's most important. I missed that guy. Hello? Okay, that Sparkle Jam was really dumb, by the way. But I got it. My, all Sparkle Gems record missed that, so I had to replay the level. Alright, so I think the Ribbon Thief's coming up a little soon. I can't save him or else I lose a lot of time, so I'm not gonna. Get him! Get him! Oh my god, this guy's juking me. Alright, yeah, you're not getting saved, bro. I'm sorry, you're stuck in that pole forever. Alright. Not bad. So, now we get to do the RNG boss fight. Hopefully I can get another 2 cycle. A 1 cycle would be really cool. A 3 cycle would be a little annoying, but not like I also had that in my PB. So there's some potential for time save here if I get lucky and also don't mess up. Alright, so these guys are concerned about something. They're like, oh no, this scary monster is here, so let's go get him. Alright. So here we go. Let's hope we have a good cycle here. This is looking a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, you can go up there. This might actually be fine. Alright, he only has 2 left, so hopefully that's not a problem. Please, don't be really mean. Uh-oh. This is gonna be a 3 cycle. That's annoying. I got really unlucky there, because they both went in the exact opposite directions. I couldn't have done anything about that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little angry about that. That's also really slow. I'm probably losing time to my gold or my PB here because of how bad that was. But that was just pure RNG. I don't think I could have played that any better, honestly. Maybe if I had gone to the right as soon as I don't know. It would have been really hard and close. Oh yeah, we're eating a bit of time loss here, but it's okay, because I have a decent lead still. Alright, so now we're going to the basement. So the basement is the last part of the run, and if you notice, there's still about a little under an hour left of the run probably, so the basement's really long because we have to do 7 or 9 different levels. We already did Sword Fighter, but there's still the other 9 transformations that we have to do. And then there's the final boss, which also takes a little bit. So yeah, there's a lot of levels left. Luckily, basically all of the basement levels are pretty short, so that's why, you know, instead of keep being here for like another hour and a half, we're only here for another 57, 58 minutes. So yeah, technically it's actually faster to do Mighty Dash 3 first here. However, I like to do Dashing Thief 3 because it's a lot harder. It's definitely probably the hardest level in the basement, and it's best just to not have the pressure of the end of the very end of the run. And it's just nice to get it out of the way early. So that's why I'm doing Dashing Thief 3 first, even though it does lose a time. It's a very, very small amount of time. So yeah, this is definitely the hardest Dashing Thief level because it's basically entirely movement with very little downtime, which is, you know, the fun part. This is one of the more fun levels in the game. Okay, this first room is like probably the easiest one. I was a little scary there. I almost went too far and died, or too low and died. Made that cycle, that's good. Don't know if I could have made that cycle, and I was close. Alright, overall, good first 2 rooms, but those were probably the easier of the 4 rooms. You're gonna see that I'm a lot of times doing like a down right grapple, whatever you want to call it, in the air. That's because I'm trying to like cancel the momentum of going upwards to go down faster. I actually don't know exactly if it saves time, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie and say that. It might not save time, but I do it because I think it looks faster to me. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I should test to see if it saves time, but it's kind of just like, it's been working for me, so I just do it. And it's not, if it's losing time, it's hardly any. So here's some damage boosting we're gonna do here. Alright. Those 4 rooms are pretty good. The ending part isn't free though. I think it was on, I don't know if it was in a record or if it was on record pace, but I like died. Oh, that's stupid. I pressed B too early. I like died at the end of this level, and it loses a lot of time because I tried to hold upright and I was holding a little too far right, so I grappled to the right and died. Because like I said, there's only 8 directions, so if you're like trying to hold upright and you're holding it a little bit too far right, you're gonna go straight right and just die, and it's really annoying. All right, so this ending, there's like two parts in the ending. There's this part, which is pretty much free. I might lose a tiny bit of time if I like get hit or I mess up one of the panels, but it should be really free. The second part is the kind of hard part. So I kind of have to wait for this guy. You actually can't damage boost these lasers like you can the other ones. Okay, now you have to wait for this guy. He's gonna be like, all right, let's do it together simultaneously. You actually can't spam for this because if you like let go of B, you'll cancel it, which is kind of stupid. So you really can't go too early. If you go too early, you can just press it again. That is nice. It's actually kind of hard to make that without getting damaged. Alright, and then it's just the ending sequence here. This part's actually a little scary because of the bad controls. That's fine. Alright, there we go. That was a tiny bit slow because one of them I went directly up instead of upright, but I didn't want to risk going straight right, so it's fine. Alright, there's Dashing Thief 3. So now we're going to Mighty 3, which is another very, very boring auto-scroller. There is one part that actually can be a little bad if I mess up. That's after the auto-scroller. But for the auto-scroller, I can't really save or lose time because it's an auto-scroller.
Piece of cake. Thank you.
Alright, so Mighty 3. Yeah, like I said, starting off with a long and boring auto-scroller, and then there will be like a fight that I actually have to do. Two fights actually, but after those, except for those like two fights, there's literally nothing else to the level. It's just waiting around. Which I guess is kind of nice because this basement is kind of a gauntlet, but at the same time, it does make it a very long level because of all the downtime. So this game, you might have noticed, it has some performance issues, especially when loading. These guys, if you let a bunch of them get on the ship, they will really lag your game. So I want to kill them as fast as possible. It's not it's not like it's like you know, if there's only a few on their lags, there has to be quite a lot. But you can't just like leave them alive to try to avoid the like very small like damage frames that you lose. So like I have to kill them or else my game will lag a lot. I don't know why they made the game. I guess just the fact the Switch just sucks as a console. I hope that when this game gets ported to Switch 2, well, it will be available on Switch 2. I hope that it is like it runs a lot better, it loads a lot faster. It's gonna be very interesting to see how Switch speedrunning in general changes with the release of the Switch 2, because I'm assuming that's gonna be much stronger hardware. All right, so there's a ribbon guy. I'm not gonna want to save because it's gonna lose me time later, so I'm sorry, but he's gonna have to stay with those guys. Hopefully they become friends, figure out their problems together. Alright, so another one of these octopus guys. The last time I fought him, kind of went, it didn't go that well. Not the last time, but the first time I fought him, it didn't go that well. The second time, it was like, okay, but the second time is really easy. This guy is a little bit of a pain. Nice. So that can go really badly. If I miss him there, I have to walk all the way to the left side of the room, and it loses a decent bit of time. So that's pretty nice that I got that there. I did miss one of the hits because I was a little too low, but that's like whatever. So yeah, here's another waiting section. This isn't really an auto scroller because if you take too long, you do start to lose time. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But if at this point I shouldn't lose that much time. That one fight there is really where the big time loss potential in this level was, and it went pretty well. So this should be a fine split. So now we just wait for these meteors to fall down. All right, it's almost done. Uh-oh. Ah, that's a little annoying. Alright, I think I lost some time to that, because that guy slipped through my... I wasn't paying attention to him. That's fine, though. It's a minor time loss. Yeah, I thought I killed him, but I didn't, so I lost some time to that. It's a little unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter. So one more auto-scroller section, and then this level is finally done, and this is also obviously the last Mighty level, because all these levels will be the last of their kind, so... If you like Mighty, then I'm sorry, and if you don't like Mighty, then congratulations. You don't have to see it anymore after this. If I don't, you know, have something catastrophic happen. Alright, so now we team up together, and we're gonna hurl it at all the meteors and break them. There's a sparkle gem you get if you don't miss any of them, and it's very scary because if you miss it, you have to replay the whole level, and that happened in an all sparkle gems record, and it lost several minutes. But as you can see, for your boy, it's light work. Alright, so now we gotta get rid of this thing, and instead of, you know, trying to time the B button press, I'm just gonna spam B. Alright, so next is Mermaid 3. So this level used to be one of the easiest in the games, but now there's a strat that skips a cycle of waiting for the shells. It is not very easy. Probably one of the hardest tricks in the game, if I had to say, and you only get one chance at it before it loses time. So hopefully I get it. If I do get it, it'll save a lot of time. If I don't get it, I don't actually think it loses time if you miss it. So there's not really any risk in going for it. And I did, like I said, I was getting it in practice earlier. So hopefully I get it. There's a few ways it can fail. Like it's very, very easy to mess up and fail. It's pretty not very lenient as a trick. So hopefully I get it here. So I'm gonna lock in on that real quick.
Showtime.
Come on. Get this, please. It'd be so nice to have it. Nice, I got it. That's huge. Alright, that's a big time save right there. So right there, as you saw, what I did was I stalled the clam with the fish repeatedly so it doesn't move. And then by the time the clams that I need to open to get the rest of the fish came on screen, I had just enough time to get it as it was leaving the screen. And I didn't have to wait for it to come back around again, which loses a lot of time. So that's a huge time save right there. Another free sparkle gem here that doesn't lose any time. All right, so here we come up on this like fish singing part, whatever it is. What we're gonna have to do here is once again sing with the fishes. Like before, it's not really anything too crazy. If we mess it up, we'll just not get a sparkle gem or two, which is honestly completely fine considering how this part of the run is very lenient. Alright, so here we go. Time to sing. Alright, there's one. Alright, now there's one more fish. We have to bounce back and forth, and then we're done, and we're on to Kung Fu 3. Alright. So now with Kung Fu 3, it's gonna be a lot like Kung Fu 1 and 2, where we just kill enemies and then fight the boss at the end. So yeah, that right there saves about 9 seconds on my gold, which is what I just saved. So yeah, we're on a pretty, this one has a lot of potential if I don't mess up anything major. There's a little text box you get after you have enough sparkle gems. The game gives you a text box that you have to see. Alright, so Kung Fu 3, like I said, it's gonna be a lot like the other ones. We're gonna run around, kill enemies, and then at the end we have to fight the guys where we have to do a bunch of combo attacks. So hopefully that all goes well.
Like this.
Kill all these guys. Nice. Got a double kill. Nice, I got that guy. Nice, that went pretty decent, I'd say. All things considered. Alright, now we gotta fight this guy. Actually, there's gonna be several of these guys we have to fight. all at once. So let's see how this goes. All right. So far, not bad, not bad, not bad. All right, that's huge. All right, one more little bit of those inputs, and then we're done with this level. All right, done with that level. Not bad, not bad.
Thank you.
All right. So if everything goes well, there's probably a little over, probably about 35-ish minutes left to run. Hopefully less than that. We still have a few levels left to do, though. 5 more to be exact. So this one's very easy. It's going to be just a bunch of selected all the other detective levels. We're going to be talking to people, accusing them of doing things that they probably did, and you know, just examining suspicious objects and stuff.
Interesting. Mm. Mm. Tip, tap, tap.
So yeah, now all we have to do is examine this little note here. And it's gonna be like, all right, you gotta solve the puzzle, and the puzzle is just picking and reading the right objects in the right order. It's really easy.
Ah. On it. Aha. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Aha.
So yeah, like I said earlier, if you press A and close the text box, you have to re-talk to it again. That happened there. I pressed A on accident.
Ah.
And we got viewer bots in the chat. Alright. All these guys need to be facing south, so I have to spam B on them.
Aha. Mhm. 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 Ah. Mhm.
Alright. We're getting there. So now we have to do one more of these statues here.
Aha. Mhm. Mhm. Aha. Mhm. Huh? Ah. Ah.
Okay, that was a little weird. I don't know what that was about, but he didn't like show the hint strike of intuition thing until like a little later than I expected.
Aha.
Alright, so we're gonna come in here and it's gonna be like, whoa, what is this room? And then we come in here and it's gonna be like, okay, whoa, it's the same room, but something's different. Spoiler, it's the top left. There's no box with a magnifying glass on it, so he's gonna take a picture of it. Pretty smart, I won't lie. And we're gonna come back in here and put it up on the wall, and kind of unnecessary considering how we already know what it is, but it's okay to make him feel like he is contributing to the cause. Alright, so now we're almost done. Just have a few more text boxes and one more thing we gotta sort out here. So if we come over here and look, it's this guy again. It's the guy that got discriminated against by the police. So we're gonna ask him some questions to figure out who he is. The only question I remember is he's like, if you have a meeting at 9 o'clock, when do you try to arrive? And he's like, at exactly 9 o'clock. And it's like, well, if you do that, you're probably either gonna be late, or you know, they're probably gonna arrive a little early. So you're kind of just mean. So that's how we know he's a fake. Because this guy would never be mean. He'd only be nice. And that's the end of the level. So only real mistake was talking to the number 2 statue thing twice, which was a little annoying, I won't lie, but other than that, it's not that bad. Also, some weird stuff happened on the detective feat strike of intuition. Yeah, overall though, except for that mistake on the second one, not that bad. So Cowgirl 3 is one of the most like auto-scroller dense levels in the game. There is basically nothing in this level where you can save time, like almost nowhere. There's like 2 spots where you can like either hold right. Like this might be one of the most consistent levels in the whole game if you don't, do something really bad like jump off the cliff and die or mess up really badly. Like it's very hard to lose time on this split. But it could happen, so I'm not gonna, celebrate too early. There's still 4 more levels or 3 more levels left after this one as well, so let's hope I can keep up the good pace here. The one after this is last level that I'd say is really, really scary, which is Ninja 3. Ninja 3 is
Let's go.
it's arguably the hardest level. It might be the hardest level. It's one of the hardest levels, and it can go very wrong very easily. I'm gonna try to play it at least a little bit safe, but if I don't want to play it too safe, or else it could mess with the cycles and stuff I do. So I'll talk more about the level when we get there. For now, we got to focus on Cowgirl 3. So this beginning part, we have our horse come in to help us, and we just hop on it, and then, as you know, what the horse means auto scroller. So we can go with another auto scroller.
Huh? Huh?
So yeah, these guys are riding off into the sunset, although there's not really a sun, it's like this portal thing that I'm not really too sure what that is actually. So we'll just get the coins because, you know, why not? For fun. Get the sparkle gem because it doesn't lose time. Alright, so now we have to save this guy. Here's one of the spots where you can lose time. If you do this too early or too late, you'll lose some time. I think that was decently fast there. So yeah, there goes the train. We got him, but now we have to go do something else. I'm not too sure what the lore here is, but we got if the level's not over yet. So yeah, the bridge, as you can see, is destroyed. So we're kind of in a tight spot. But if you remember, our horse can jump. So that shouldn't be a problem. He's got some carriages for us as well. This guy's actually going to take the reins of the horse. So here's some spot where you can lose time if you don't get on there fast. So now we have another spot where we're just kind of waiting. So here's a spot where we actually, there's some platforming involved, but first we have to do this jump, just mash A. So yeah, here, this is some spot where you can lose time. That guy can actually hit you. You can miss that, I guess. You can miss that, I guess. But otherwise, it's just hold right. Alright, so here's another platforming part. Just don't die here and we're good. Yep. So that's basically it for time loss in the level. Now it's just not dying from the train. That would be a little annoying if that happened. I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully it doesn't. It's not that hard, but it could happen if I play bad. There we go. Easy. So really nothing to say there. Just, it's really what it looks like. Just a bunch of waiting and trying not to die or lose, and that's really it. Yeah, we already have 5 more than enough to unlock the ending, and we're still have 3 levels left. So yeah, you can see It's kind of overkill on the sparkle gems.
Thank you.
So now we got Ninja 3. So Ninja 3 is the last level that's really hard. Figure Skater 3 and Patissier 3 can be a little annoying, but they shouldn't lose us that much time. So if we can get through this level clean, we'll probably be in a really good spot. There's also still the final boss that's actually pretty hard, so hopefully that doesn't go bad. But we'll have to just wait and see how that goes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Ninja 3, it's the same as Ninja 1 and 2 with the movement. It's going to be dash, jump, dash, and repeat that over and over again to move. There's going to be some more tight stuff we'll have to do. Hopefully I don't get caught. There's one spot at the beginning of the level where it's pretty likely that I do get caught. But I just have to hope that doesn't happen. And if it does happen, it won't be the end of the world as long as I don't mess up anywhere else. So here I'm going to play this part a little safe. Because I do not want to get caught here. Yeah, I got caught. That's not that bad of a spot to get caught. Get that guy. And then kill this guy. That wasn't that bad. A little annoying I got caught there, but it's okay. That's a pretty not that bad of a way to get caught. I was just not far enough to the left to land on that platform. So now we're gonna go here. This is a stealth section where you have to wait for these guys. You can't just go, which is honestly kind of annoying. But that's just how it is. So I have to wait for him to look away before I can kill him. This guy he doesn't look away, you have to just kill him, and then these guys have to wait to look away. Nice. Those guys are a little scary. And then so here there's gonna be 6 that spawn, but we only need to kill the right 2. Hopefully I auto-target them. I might not though. Yeah, I didn't target them. Okay, that's a little time lost. But yeah, you only need to kill the right 2 there. You don't have to kill the top 2 or the left 2. Yeah, the problem there is I canceled my jump too early. I shouldn't have canceled it at all, but it's fine. So here's a 2D section. This part, there's some hard spots here, so hopefully I don't mess any up, and hopefully I don't mess up the very ending where to press B. Okay, that was weird. I almost got stuck on there and died. Okay, you're gonna go through there, playing this a little safe. That was really scary. I don't know why I did that, but that was really almost bad. But that's very lucky that I didn't die there. I'm very thankful. Alright. Hopefully I don't miss this. That'd be a pretty annoying time loss. Nice. Alright. Losing some time here because I got caught, and it just wasn't that great of a split overall, but it could have been way worse. I'll take the small time loss. Okay. Alright, so now we got Figure Skater 3.
It's done.
Not much to say about this level.
Thank you.
Luckily, it's way better than the other 2 in the fact that there's no huge waiting section, and the fight is not RNG. So no real RNG, and no long waiting sections. So I'm very happy about that. So this is a pretty nice level, I have to say. This is like the fun figure skater level in the speedrun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's go.
So after this, it's just going to be Patissier 3, and then the final boss. So there's about hopefully a little over 15 minutes left in the run. Maybe a little under 20 is more accurate. So let's hope that this fight here goes well. Luckily, hopefully not as bad as the other fights. Second fight, or the third, yeah, the second fight, I kind of had 30 cycle because I got royally screwed on the second cycle. I'm still a little annoyed about that, but it's fine. All right, so here we go with this guy. Let's see how this goes. He's gonna do 3 jumps, and then I need to spin him, and then he's gonna spawn 2 like snowflake things that I need to jump on, and then the second cycle phase is basically the same, except he's gonna spawn 3. So hopefully I don't have to do any extra cycles. Oh, that's a little stupid. Luckily there'll be some hearts that spawn here. There we go. Off to a good start. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we can just get snowflakes and we'll be good. So that is a lot more lenient than it looks like. It looks like I almost missed it there, but it stays flashing for a while, so it's pretty nice. Despite having no one with me, I still spin around them and I still kill them. So now is the escape part. So this is going to be a, like basically almost like a little bit like a 2D section. It's not actually exactly 2D, but it's mostly 2D. We're going to be going to the right for most of it. And the game really wants you to spin with this guy. But when you spin with this guy, you actually can't do the big jumps you need to do. So you can actually die if you spin. So I'm not going to be spinning unless I absolutely have to. Which hopefully I won't need to, because that usually means you messed up somewhere. But yeah, you can't do that big jump I just did if you're spinning, which is really stupid because the game really wants you to spin. If you look, there's like going to be a snowflake under me at all times, which is just kind of stupid, but that's just how they made this part. So yeah, if you look, I press B to spin. Okay, I got stuck there because I did not want to run to that guy, so that's not that big of a deal. But yeah, this big spin, you can't do the jump if you're spinning, which is really stupid. I think like you should be able to cancel the spin or something, because you shouldn't die to that. Okay, avoid you. Avoid you. There we go. That was a good Figure Skater 3. Only real mistake was getting hit by that one enemy, but that's fine. Alright, so now we have 2 levels left, Patissier 3 and the final boss. So Patissier 3 is basically the same as before. It's going to be bake a cake, except this time we have to bake 3 cakes and we can't skip any of them. And then it's going to be like this cookie battle thing where we bake a bunch of cookies while waiting for the what's it called? The boss, I guess, is what it is. We have to basically beat the boss by cooking more cookies in it. That's like the last spot in the run where I'm really, really scared of. The final boss, I could die, which I'd be very scared of, but that hopefully won't happen. The final boss is more so just about little mistakes, so hopefully the rest of this run goes well. But yeah, there's still about 13, hopefully a little under 13 minutes left of the run. So there's still a lot that can go wrong. So I'm gonna have to really lock in and focus here. This song's pretty a banger, by the way. All right. So this first phase of the cake is actually just horrible. You can literally just get screwed over because you didn't place it. Like it's really weird how it wants to count your drops of icing that you place. So I just opt to just stand still on the edge of it and let the game do it itself instead of trying to go around in circles and probably miss one. And because of how it's rotating, getting back to where you missed is really hard to do fast. So I'm just gonna stand in one spot. I'm just gonna stand here. You can move around the circle, but if you do that, you're probably gonna have the game just not count it for like no reason, which is really stupid. All right, there's the first phase. This one's way more nice to with how it counts. That was a little stupid. I think last marathon run, I actually like lost a lot of time on this third layer because I got greedy and tried to cancel it before it was done, so I'm not making that mistake again. There we go. All right, there's the cake part. Now there's the cookies part. Overall, not bad. So after this is going to be, like I said, some cookies we have to bake. There's going to be this like big boss that we're going to be fighting, and the goal is to fill columns of cookies before the boss does. And there's going to be this feat right here that we're saving by eating our cake. That's going to help us bake them, and it actually is a little tight, some of the cycles. So I'm really going to try my absolute best to not mess up here. It can be pretty bad if I mess up. So I'm gonna have to like really lock in and focus on this part of the run. It is lenient though, like it's not like it's like, you know, very, very, very tight. But if I do mess up, it can be very hard to recover from. And the room for error is not that big. So hopefully it goes good. All right. All right. Let's do this. Nope, nope, nope. This one first. Crud. Uh-oh. That's fine, I guess. Okay, so normally I have one done already, so I'm gonna lose some time here. Because I accidentally went to the wrong one. It's fine, though. So yeah, as you can see, while I'm waiting for this thing, I can get these last ones over here. That's gonna be a little slow because normally I'm done by now, I think. Because I accidentally went to the wrong one at the start, but that's fine. Was not catastrophic. I don't know how much that lost. I don't think it's that much. There we go. Alright. Not that good because of the mess up at the beginning, but also not awful.
Now that's it.
Okay. So that lost like a couple seconds to my gold.
Delicious.
Alright. So now it's time for the final boss. So this is not an easy boss fight. Definitely one of the harder parts of the runs. However, hopefully it doesn't go that bad. Not gonna really, don't know really what else to say. Finally get to skip a cutscene though, which is nice.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Bunch of skippable cutscenes in a row, so you get to let out all the built-in cutscene skips that you want to let out here. Also, kind of weird how you have to like wait a little bit. Like if you look there, I like had to like I couldn't skip the cutscene immediately. Like it looks like I'm not skipping them fast, but I promise you that I'm pressing skip like as soon as I can. I'm not like waiting. Like here, I wasn't waiting for that. I was just spamming it. All right, so here's the final boss. This boss fight has two phases, or yeah, two big phases, and each big phase has two little phases. That's how you can think of it. This little phase is not like this part is probably the hardest part of the fight, the first part, because you have to avoid all the fire and also these dancers. This first phase is going pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty good. This second phase, I'm actually gonna take damage intentionally because otherwise I'd have to like basically just fly around in circles and it'd be really annoying. So yeah, I'm gonna sit here and take damage intentionally. Okay, a train's gonna come and I'm gonna just avoid it by staying at the bottom here. Actually, I'm gonna take damage from it. That way I can shoot while I'm inside of it. It's small time save. It might not, honestly, that might not be worth doing though. I've honestly thought of just not taking damage there from the train. Okay, and then more of this stuff where I'm gonna try to avoid getting damage. I'm gonna take damage intentionally here because it's not worth waiting. This part is straight button mashing, so it can be a little tiring on the arms, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, very good first phase there. Alright, so timing's gonna come up in probably about 2.5 minutes-ish, maybe a little less than that, hopefully. So yeah, it's not over yet. That's just the first phase of the fight. So the second phase is definitely easier in my opinion because there's a lot less variance, but it's still not completely free and there's still stuff that can and will go wrong. So I'm gonna just try my best not to make any major mistakes here. Yeah, I'm currently 21 seconds ahead of my PB right now, and that first phase was definitely way better than my PB, so I should be saving some time to that.
All right.
But I
Come
want to
on.
worry about finishing this out right now.
You got this.
Alright, there's a good first phase. That was a little bad right there. That one's really weird. Okay, I should have done this. That's fine though. Okay, I have to get this thing to move out in my way and then dodge it. Alright, one more mini phase, and then time will come up when like it's like fully exploded, which I think it might like fake explode once. I think I could be wrong though. I don't remember, to be honest. I just know when to split, so it's when she fully explodes. Alright, it's coming up very soon. Just do a bunch of button mashing here. That final boss fight was actually absurdly good, by the way. I've definitely never even gotten close to doing it that good. Like, very, very, very small mistakes was all that there was between that and like a perfect fight. So yeah, final time is going to end when the boss fully explodes. Unfortunately, this will not be a 326. It'll just barely miss. But it hopefully will still be a new record. And time's coming up in just a second when it's exploding here. There. 3:27:06. That's a record by 28 seconds.
Beautiful. That was very, very well executed.
Yeah, that final boss fight really couldn't have
What
gone
a
much
way to
better.
end Aquathon, man. Getting a world record
Yeah,
at the end.
there was some
everything.
dumb mistakes, but I'm definitely happy with that. That definitely shows that something like a 325 is possible with a good run. But yeah, I mean that's Princess Peach Showtime. I'm just gonna master this just because I like to do it.
Alright, you got any shoutouts to give?
Uh, just shout outs to the community. I mean, it's not really active right now. I'm really the only person running this game right now. So there's not really anybody in particular, but I am very glad of the stuff that's been done and found in this game, and I'm glad that, I finally broke through and got a new record. Like I said earlier, this record has been
Princess Peach.
less than a month after the game's release is when I set this record back in April. So the fact that I was able to finally beat it after like 9 months feels really nice. Yeah, very glad that I was able to get this run, and very glad I was able to get the record in the marathon. So thank you for that.
No problem.